This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening. It is Tuesday night. It is 7 o'clock here in Phoenix, Arizona. You are live in Studio C with us. We are the cast of the show on Q Talk America. Hello, I'm Clayton McKee alongside Kat Carlson, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We're all here joining you as we do each and every Tuesday from 7 to 10. And, well, happy autumn to those of you who are experiencing the first day of the autumn solstice.
Experiencing, I am.
There was a big fancy word that I saw out there. Somebody put it was
autumnal.
Ooh, maybe that was it.
Autumnal.
The autumnal solstice.
That's right.
No.
It's a pretty word.
Very good.
Yeah,
that was nice. Autumnal. That is a nice word.
It is a nice word. I like it.
Yeah. Not quite like autism, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's
Similar. Similar.
Kind of.
I mean, I think all this week on Facebook
However
we've seen
you
the
self-identify.
danger of anagrams. I think we do have to be careful.
Fantastic.
I never even saw what that is, but did they ever get to the end?
They don't show what it.
No,
they don't show.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, they kind of just go, yeah, no.
Now I'm gonna. You see at the end he goes, I'm gonna just stick with whatever the hell word he already had, and it doesn't have anything to do with it. But oh jeez. Random words, random letters spell out cunt flaps on a board game on a game show. I don't know. What do you do with that, Bob? I don't know.
How am I supposed to feel?
I don't really know. Oh, well, hello to everybody. Let's see. I'll take a gander over into the old chat room and see if anybody is there. Oh, Tomo. Hello,
there.
Tomo.
Hi,
Tomo, your mom.
My mom is there.
Hi,
Hello,
hi.
Mom. It there. Good.
Hi.
Oh, I like the good day, Clayton. He gave me. I'm going to really try to do an accent
Good
again.
day.
I thought I had one there, but
Oh my God! Well, you did.
I did.
It just
But
wasn't the right
completely
one.
away. Completely away. Or wasn't earlier in the week Talk Like a Pirate Day?
Arg.
Wasn't?
I have no idea.
Yes.
I think it was. It was this week.
It was, in between Tuesdays, yes.
Right. So it was like late last
I believe
week.
it was Thursday, maybe?
Something like that was Talk Like a Pirate. I don't know why the
Something
hell
like that.
why do you have that day?
No idea.
I don't need that day. Don't know.
Because people that want to talk like a pirate need to be accepted too.
Oh, we have to give it open door to everybody.
There it is.
Whether you
Yep.
lick windows
That's what
or
the P is. LGBTQPNIOS.
P is pirate talkers.
whether you lick windows or shit yourself, we welcome everybody here at the old Q Talk America.
Happy autumnal.
How about if I don't welcome everybody and you handle the
You work that out.
shitters and the liquors, and I'll take whoever's behind
So
them.
did you see what Meow Cal just put in the chat room? As much as I love hearing you guys stumble over my usual username, I'll limit it to just Cal tonight.
Yeah.
One Easy Cal. Well, maybe that's your new name, One Easy Cal.
Yes.
Maybe we have maybe we're
God.
pronouncing Meow Cal wrong.
Meow Cal? I don't know.
Yeah, wow, more accents.
Oh God.
And I just took the first sip
And
of
they
this
all
beverage.
sound like window lickers. That's weird.
Now try Canadian.
You can't be offended by that.
Canadian.
I mean, you should be offended by that.
Well, it is Canadian whiskey that I drink, so maybe I can have it. I don't know what. I'll say A a lot. Oh, we have a story about bacon later. Yeah.
All right.
Niagara Falls was recently on fire.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
The city nearly burned down.
Well, this just in. But I don't know anything about this.
Oh, yeah, there was some big fucking fire. Like just a couple blocks from my sister's house. It burned for days.
Oh.
All kinds of firefighting
God.
and donating stuff. It seems to be out now.
Did they
but
make s'mores?
big? I know, but big, like the big cloud of smoke was actually on the radar, and like
I don't. It's funny. I heard.
I was surprised it never made the national news.
I mean, they're trying to compete now with what wildfires in California.
Yeah, I mean,
Half of the state's gone. It's a rather big
Right.
state.
yeah, and there's not as
God,
pretty
it's
of homes
horrible.
right near this fire.
Well, that's probably true.
but
Not near the.
terrorists at the border or whatever they are.
Yeah.
People escaping that try to get to Canada.
Afghan for
Yeah.
the.
Afghans for Canada. I don't know. It was some kind of a donation
It was
drive.
like Powerade, like Afghan Aid or something. I don't know.
Tomo is now giving me coaching lessons for accents. I need to pronounce "g'day, mate" as "g'day, mate." G'day,
Oh.
mate. G'day, mate.
I might.
That
I'm
did
not
sound
gonna.
better.
I am not. It does sound better.
He's
but I'm not
good.
ready to audition for the Priscilla Queen of the Desert musical.
No, but like when I like one part of Canada I read a book about it was after 9/11 and it was something to do with all the planes that landed there, but you pronounce Newfoundland like understand Newfoundland, like that's how you pronounce it. It's not Newfoundland. It's
Newfoundland.
but you say
Yeah.
it like understand.
Oh, I never.
So they give you those little tricks to so you don't go there and offend them.
I never thought about saying Newfoundland.
That's how it looks. But what?
No, I do. I agree.
Yeah,
it does.
no, I know.
But nothing would
I
make you say Newfoundland. You know what I mean? I'd like to pronounce all the letters in the word, please.
Wow.
Cunt face.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cunt flap, I mean.
Cunt flap.
My bad.
Cut flaps. Plural.
Which makes it worse sometimes.
Plural.
I know. It turns into meat curtains really quick.
Oh,
I'm going to stick with the word I got, Bob.
Hi, Harrison.
I was
Hi,
only
Harrison.
just partially offended till that happened. Till she added an S to it.
Then I realized that there should have been two.
Yeah.
She's missing one. Oh, by the by, did you
It's a
see this?
bad accident.
A horrible flappish accident. Did you also see that Midler's coming out with a new album?
It's part of my entertainment section.
Oh,
must we jump
I
ahead?
do know. I just saw it on Facebook's, which I'm going to add an S to everything.
I was like, when did that come out?
No, everything
Way to go,
should
Grandpa.
everything should have an S to it.
The Facebook.
The
Facebook
Facebooks.
is very important about keeping your real name, so please do not add an S to it. If
Okay,
it's not on your credit
is that
card.
for real? Has that been verified that they're actually hunting people down for their not real
Yeah,
name?
booting them off.
Really?
Because I think Barbara actually got the boot recently, and then they let her back on, and then
No.
with the
Because
whole-
I've been watching it all, going, I wonder if this is just urban legend and everybody's falling for it.
no, it really.
You know how everybody panics about every 3 years about how Facebook's going to start charging?
Well, I don't think.
What are we going to do?
I think once it's on NBC News or CNN, and I think they probably vetted the story. So when I hear it on that,
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, no, for the most part. I mean, it's not just
Was it
like.
on Fox News?
then,
Well, then it's all Obama's fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and some blonde girl needs to get a root touch up. My guess. Just a thought. A little bit after 7 o'clock. Again, thank you for being with us here in the Old Gay Studio. It is show number 183 on the 23rd of September. The year is going to be gone before we know it, kids. As we go around the table, as we do every week, we start with the lovely and talented Kat Carlson.
Carlson. Well, it's been a busy week. I'm happy to report that I brought us one new listener.
Oh, yes, yay.
Yeah? Very
Good.
excited. So we want to give
we
a...
have two.
Now, my mom,
Yeah.
Tomo. Well, I don't know who else is in the chat room right now, but didn't you?
Harrison.
Listeners, party of
Harrison.
6.
Yeah.
Listeners, party of 6.
The ones of tens of people who
Luckily we
Our
start.
tens of listeners. Our 10 of listeners.
10.
I hope you're all just listening and not watching. You included a microphone.
I don't think it's that good of a
It's your
camera.
microphone.
Yeah, I walked in to do something in one of the kids' schools, and my friend Heather, who works there, she leaned around the corner from her desk, and she said, so I'm listening to the most interesting podcast. And I, of course, got just slightly embarrassed of this. I
Yeah.
went, shut up. Really? Yeah. So
And she said,
apparently she's
Prairie Home
downloaded-
Companion. She's listening to that from Garrison Keeler.
Yeah. So apparently she managed to download and listen to.
Oh,
I
wow.
know, and I
Okay.
hope it continues. So Heather, I hope you're listening.
Does she have
Hi, Heather.
have children?
She does. She
Okay,
does. She
so
has an
did-
older child.
Okay, so this is the not safe for work program, so I'm sure she understands that she needs
sure.
to listen. Got it.
I should hope so.
if
I
you're
mean,
on,
she figured
if you're
it
on
out
it, we
really
figured.
fucking fast.
Cunt flap.
Yeah,
Right.
we're 8 minutes in. We dropped C-bombs.
Several places. Well, welcome, new listener.
I know. Other than that, I'm getting ready to dive into the madness that is AIDS Walk and
Yeah.
and keeping up with all of that. I'm going to try and build a nice big team again this year. So
Very good. Good for you.
fingers
Good.
crossed.
And the team
it'll
that you're, this is the cash-in team, right? That you're
Well,
working
then
on.
you're already on the
Cashing
leaderboard. You're already up there. So
Am I?
What
Okay,
are
I
you?
haven't looked.
What's the name of your team? Forgive me for not knowing this.
at
ahead
the cash, right?
Hashtag at the cash.
Okay.
So
Well,
that I could be alphabetically first, and Barbara Seville fucking stole my trick.
She's a smart
no.
one. She's a smart one. Let's
A still
see.
comes before B though, so at
Yeah.
the
There
you
cash
go.
beats
Yeah.
Barbara Seville's
Oh, you are actually in the top 20. You're at number 18 actually right now.
Nice.
Is where you are.
Well done.
I could tell you who's
news.
number one if you want me to, but wow, that's actually jumped a lot since the last time I looked at this.
It's been very active. Like Barbara's
I guess
been very active.
Barbara
early
Seville's
on.
Wonderful 100 is number one right now at $8,300.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
She got to reach 20,000 for her $100,000
Oh, that was all
goal.
mine. I just sent it in. My check.
I like to believe that I scared the
her.
pants off of
Do I
her
not
because
know
I feel
of
like
this?
she started early this year.
Yeah.
Right? No,
she
no,
knows
she
who's
didn't.
chasing.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
usually at the end of October she puts
No.
out feelers. What?
Give it to Kat. Give it to Kat.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have none of my beer now.
What about this $100,000?
If she gets to $20,000 this year for her 5-year total, she'll be at.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think it's a little less than $20,000 that she needs to be at $100,000 for her whole
Total.
Gotcha.
Fundraising
Oh, I thought you were
total.
going to tell me that something had happened and somebody decided if you get to 20, I'll donate 80 and you'll be at
Sure,
100.
sure.
Like,
No, but I mean that's pretty impressive. 5 years. Of,
no,
you know.
you're,
very
it
good.
is very much. And that's not to discount any other of the teams. All the money does go to the exact same cause for all of the local charities. So anybody, give $1 to whoever, whatever team you want to support. It makes no difference.
Hashtag at the cash.
Or hashtag BSW100. Anyway, however you want to let that shake
She's
out.
got enough money.
Oh, really? Yeah, sure. And we ain't even really gotten rolling
I
yet.
got in a lot of trouble last year with that.
I do remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Because
I don't.
No,
Yeah.
she went around.
We were being very competitive, and
I remember that.
Barbara Seville's team reached the $10,000, which
Yep.
is the 100 people and the $100. Like that's the
Yeah.
the base goal,
They kept-
and they reached it. So I of course photoshopped Barbara's face onto something that says, "Hey, we made it. We're done. Go join the cash team."
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I
no,
remember
it
that.
got taken down very quickly.
Okay. I was
Well,
gonna say,
and if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken, I'm the one who actually saw it on Facebook and alerted Barbara, and I think, and then Barbara immediately
You're
called
the
you.
snitch?
I think. Well, it's on Facebook's.
I know it's on Facebook. That's where I put it.
Well, she would have eventually figured out, and probably would have been more pissed if it had gotten
Sure.
bigger.
Yeah.
No, she was very gracious
Yeah.
and very fun about it.
But
Oh, as she always
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's
yes,
fantastic.
Barbara's always.
I mean, there's
gracious.
a very healthy competition between Team Richard
and
Yes.
Richard.
and Richard. Yeah.
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 With Barbara
Is
in
that
charge of the one
Fountain
team.
Hills Barb?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's just the it's just the whole thing that it's Barbara that leads that one in honor of her son Richard, and it's
Right.
Richard leading this one in the name of Barbara. So
Right.
it's just to me, it's just a really funny little
And
hoo-ha.
I liked
Yeah.
how when 2 years
Cunt
ago
flap.
was it when
3
years
years
ago?
ago.
When Team Richard came so incredibly close as far as with beating Barbara Seville. And I believe it was like right at the end, then Barbara put
Put all of our money into theirs to
Richard.
call them the winner, so that they ended up raising
Yeah.
like it was like over $40,000. It was very touching.
44 or something.
It was touching, but I told Barbara she could never do that again because I'm not playing that game.
I was amazed at how many people were annoyed by that.
I
Annoyed by
was.
that. Why?
And it was one of the
I
most
just saw your
moving
face
things
and I
I'd ever
thought,
seen.
Yeah.
I was a weeping mess. I thought it
You
was
being
lovely.
a competitor as much as you
Totally,
are.
I am, but I was a weeping mess as well.
Okay, you're an emotional competitor.
That's a good point.
I
yeah.
was like, fuck you people, we winning. That's it. So
And it's not like any of us were going to be in the picture.
that. Yeah.
And I love this one being competitive. He doesn't even raise any money.
I do too. I do my 100.
25. Oh, you
I-
did you get to 100 last year?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
so
you-
did my mom because
I knew your mom
and
did.
I funded it. But I've got to actually sign mom up for it. I haven't done hers yet. I should probably do it later tonight.
I'm like, wait a minute.
But no, I did. Absolutely, I did. I had 100 last year, and I don't know if I funded it or if Barbara shot money into it so that everybody. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I was on board promoting, and I walk. I don't. What was it? You sleep in for the cure? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was funny.
Yeah. No, I got up and walked. You walked with us last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Well,
Oh, yeah.
And this year you're going to be gone, correct? Or
No, I think I actually am going to be there.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, it'll alert the media. So they can make sure they see
Fantastic.
Al Perkins in his
Absolutely.
in the wild.
Yeah, I have to come from work, so I think it's going to end up being
A very slow walk for you.
no, I think I'll just be but last year it was so weirdly rushed that it really didn't it
went
really
fast
didn't
last
matter.
year.
It went so fast. We
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
there, we took some pictures, we walked, we were done.
Yeah, that's true.
It was nice, but I'm like, oh boy, that was fast.
Yeah.
How many people do you have on your team already, Kat? Do you know yet?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know.
Very cool.
I
So
haven't- I haven't looked
do you
today,
have
I've
any
just-
do you have any events coming up that you're promoting or doing
We do. We've got a big sign up event coming up this Saturday
at the bar?
at the bar.
Cache?
Yep. So we're gonna have people there, helping out and helping you register and getting everybody on board. And we've got Red's Apple Ale coming in to help support us with their new flavor Wicked and some giveaways and some fun. So we're gonna have a big party and get some people signed up.
It's fun.
Signed up and drunk.
Is that your
Adam.
red solo or something?
That's the Red Solo
Yeah.
Cup party. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very cool. I
Cool.
guess I hadn't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I just saw that earlier today.
Lovely.
So lots of fun.
That is, and it's a great cause. It's a lot of fun.
Well, and a fun thing to compete over.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
like
who can raise the
most
most
money
money?
for charity?
Because though I was pretty,
October
everybody
26th,
is a winner.
Harrison. It's on October 26th, correct?
Yes.
yeah,
October
Yes.
26th.
Last Sunday.
There are 32 days, 13 hours at this moment left
Very nice.
before the old walking. So far, they've raised $126,500.
Fantastic.
It's awesome.
And you know that number's going to go way higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
At the end, everybody rushes in with their. Oh, I forgot, and they just all rush in with
Do you
their stuff.
remember with Alpha? Was that the 3 years ago?
3 years ago was I made the top 10 as we were crushing
Yes.
the finish. I was trying to get people right up to the last minute, and one
was
of the girls I
hysterical.
grew up with made a donation. So they had to change it. They're like, "Wait, we have a new person at top 10," and
awesome.
they counted it because she
Awesome.
had donated like 100. I was like within $5. And I needed her to just give 10
Yeah.
And she did
because
100.
I wasn't going to give my own. It was absolutely not going to be my
Sure.
money. That was
Sure. Put you
that
over.
was absolutely on there. This was coming from me completely.
It's fantastic. I love that.
Ms. What's the little notepad for? Are you
Oh,
writing
I
tickets? Are you a
always-
private
no.
investigator?
Nope, I always have my little notepad.
I've never seen that little notepad.
I love my little notepad. Carry it around with me.
Okay. What do you do? Well, I don't.
I kinda
It's
need a pocket
kind of funny. I've never
protector.
noticed you have this little notepad.
Can we have a sample of what's on it?
Yeah, what notes do you write, Marnie?
Well, let's
Let's-
see. Okay.
Is it things like
If it starts
fuck
out with
this is
how much I love Aaron, I'm gonna barf.
flip the page?
The next page says,
Aaron really loves me.
Yeah.
We got to get more dogs. The page.
no, I think we're good there. No, it's just a kind of to-do list, and then when I come in here, I write down the list of the stories and the
Gotcha. It's just more. It's easier to keep that small pad than ever. The last time
and
I had.
basically I keep it for work.
The last time I
If
had.
there's anything going on at work that way, I can incidents or something. I can be like, oh, blah blah blah.
Do you feel like you're ever writing a ticket to somebody and just
It
hands
does
it
look
like you're
like
a
that.
fucking
Yeah.
moron?
Throw it at
Oh,
him.
wouldn't that? But
What are your
wrong
particulars?
Wrong field to say that kind of thing, but
There's
just
that.
throwing that out there.
Yeah.
It's,
The last
it's all
time
good.
I had interaction with a notepad like that, many years ago, we went to a pageant and there were like 5 of us. Of course, we come up with this idea like at brunch before the pageant. We're all half in the back, so we stop at a Walgreens and we all got notepads with like big feathers on the end, so we could sit at the table during the pageant and make critique notes.
Right.
Well, everybody else let theirs go by the wayside.
Drunk with your big feathers. Here's Clayton
Right,
McKee.
you know, it's making too fat for that dress or any dress for that matter.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, but I saved mine for years, and in fact, it might be locked away still, or I may have burned it. I'm not sure, but it was
I
funny
actually
to
believe that.
it was funny to flip back through and read the comments and actually remember who I had written them about.
When I go back through nursing school notes, I don't actually read the notes. I just read all the shit I wrote about people in the margins.
Totally.
Ass white fucktard. This person doesn't shut up.
Knock them out.
Yeah.
Hope I never work with this asshole.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to talk with this motherfucker is gonna stand in front of me.
Leave it to Tomo. I'm still Margaret.
Yeah.
When-
Hey, how do you pronounce that one,
Yeah.
Tomo?
Yeah.
Get out of my
Peg.
Hag.
Peg.
Oh,
Mag.
wow.
You know what you said?
Peg. I don't.
Now I'm a hag.
Peg. In some weird fucked up world, the nickname for Margaret is Peg.
Peg,
I've
I know
never
it.
understood
I've
it.
never understood
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that either. Because I had
It is
it.
it's like Richard to Dick. How'd we get there?
I don't know. That's true.
Yeah. No, and a lot of people actually, the funny part is think that Marnie is short for Margaret. How
Sure.
would that come out of
Yeah, you're missing a
anything?
G.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you'd be Margie.
Yeah, oh, God. Come on. There was a wood chipper incident here, in Chandler. But
Oh yeah, I know. I saw.
Oh,
well, I
God,
didn't
that-
see it, but I
well,
heard
I
about
didn't
it.
see it.
Oh,
I mean,
Sharon
I
drove
got
past
sprayed
that
with it.
bus.
Oh, that
Just-
had to have been a mess.
He completely
It's
lost his
awful.
head over it. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, just clean off. There it goes.
Clean off.
Yeah. Oh God, that's awful though for the
Yeah,
that small child.
That's the second one in this year. That's the second time.
Oh.
There was another guy who actually
What the fuck do you need a wood chipper for?
Why do we have wood?
They're not really wood chip. Well, there are those little things that they shove tree branches in. It grinds it,
Yeah.
throws them in the truck.
It's a wood chipper.
Wood chipper.
It is, but I mean, it's not. There are wood chippers that literally just chip the wood. Like you back home, you would just take a log and it would just put it into
So
chips.
it's more of a mulcher, if you will.
Well, it's a fucking
Head chopper up.
Because
Yeah.
all I want to do is get Christmas trees and go around with that thing that you
Yeah.
just shove them in.
yeah. That's
I
what
want
it
to kill
is.
Christmas one tree at a time.
That's what it is.
Assholes.
No,
That
but
sounds great.
earlier this year, and I think it was also in the East Valley, they were doing cleanup around like one of those neighborhoods that have a lake kind of in it,
Mm-hmm.
and some trees had blown down around the lake, and somehow the guy got intertwined or caught in the tree, and he went full through the goddamn
ass
thing.
over tea kettle.
Yeah,
You
all
can't. I
through
mean,
it.
there's no
Not-
way to. You're not.
So I'm
going
going to assume dead.
Oh yeah,
Well, there's
and
no
a
finding them.
million pieces.
So I'm going to assume that's your partner in the wood chipper.
Yeah, really. I used to work with him.
CSI's going around with like a little
Yes.
Richard to Rich
Butterfly
or
net.
Rick to Dick.
Just one of those movies that's not really supposed to be funny, but there's like 3 lines in that movie that just fucking kill me.
fantastic.
Don't think I believe in your police work 100% there, Lou.
The reason that was also funny to me was because I could hear the folks from White Bear, when there's that bird there, and they're just standing right at the end of the driveway, just going back and forth. Oh, how's the weather then? All the weather's just
And when
it's
she
good.
meets up
And
with
you're
a friend in
sitting
the
there, and
bowling
it's-
alley,
yes.
at the bar in the bowling alley, just fucking kills me.
But that is all the time. I mean, so when I'm watching it, I was hysterical because I'm like, yep. That's
Same thing.
Same thing. You walk up and you just meet up with somebody on the street. You might not have. You could have seen them yesterday. You might not have seen them for the last 15 years. The weather is so nice, don't you think? Oh God, this is just beautiful this time of year. I know, I love it. Yep. And that fast, and you're going back and forth, and you're thinking the whole time. At least I am. Why the fuck am I talking about the weather? Like it. Boom. You just go right back into it.
you do.
Yeah, you can't.
As you do.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do. then.
Aaron from LA sent us a link showing the origin of 10 nicknames. If you click on the link in our chat room,
Here's
it'll take you
how.
to that page.
Oh.
And
Well, thanks, Aaron.
It'll show you all things from Dick to Richard, Bill to William, Hank to Henry, and so forth. You want to read all about that?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
okay.
Well,
It's
there.
exciting. Well, before you get enthralled in the reading of that, you've probably just been working every goddamn day. It's gonna be my guess for you.
Working, sleeping, more lawn adventures.
Lawn adventures. You went outside.
No.
Oh.
No, I paid someone to go outside. I don't
No,
do that.
I know, but I thought maybe you found yourself lost in your front
No,
yard.
we did the whole winter lawn, and now I don't look
Already?
now my house doesn't look abandoned. Yeah, he does it kind of early, but it always
doesn't-
greens up really fast and pretty.
It's a little early.
Nice.
So I'm the first one to get to a pretty lawn.
Well, bitch.
But he cleaned up
But no
everything.
lemon tree.
And then my accidental, absolutely, when I was watching The Big Bang Theory when I was sick, and I let what I thought was a virus onto my Mac, so I decided, because I thought I had to upgrade all this iOS 8
Yeah,
shit
not for
on
that.
my computer too. So I'm
sure.
like, well, I don't want to do that with whatever's wrong with it and have it just turn into a whole fuckopedia. So I just decided, somebody said, oh, you got to take your whole computer into the Genius Bar and deal with those,
Geniuses.
window lickers in person. And I'm like, nah, it's not going to happen.
No.
Again, I'll pay somebody to take that with them. So I just called a phone line, and they called me, and we went through it. We shared the computer screen
Right.
for about 20 minutes, and it's not really a virus. I just allowed some folder to open that allows for all kinds of shit to happen. Just
Oh.
went through, closed the folder, restarted the computer, and bada bing, no more.
She's back in business.
No more really bizarre links. Like I
Hmm.
would hit on something and be like, "No, you can't go to that." But here's this vagina. Like,
Oh!
Oh, hello.
it was like a straight porn hell, and I'm like, this would only make sense if I had actually been on a legitimate
Porn
porn
site,
site trying to
right.
watch
Sure.
creepy Asian porn. But I was really watching an American a very wholesome TV show.
Oh.
And the best part was it was over the Big Bang Theory that this whole fucking thing started.
Oh.
And it's on 5 times a day. I just was so I needed
Right.
to watch them in order. I'm like, I
Okay.
can't watch these out of order anymore.
Hey.
So that was funny. So if you have an Apple problem, they're very nice and didn't charge me. I had my credit card ready, and they didn't want my $19.99.
No, very good
They
for you.
didn't ask. I didn't offer. Everything went well.
Well, that's good to know.
How about you, Mr. McKee?
Well, I had an adventure. I went to, and I know that nobody listening nor anybody in this room is going to give a shit about this. I went to, we all know my fascination with buses, right? This whole bus thing.
Yes.
Okay, well, I became air quote, airbrush. That was when I turned 40.
That was years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago to be exact.
Still using those pictures.
Damn right.
They're good pictures.
I would
Yeah,
too.
they were
Yeah,
good pictures.
yeah.
So I had become friends with this group on Facebook in reference to the specific bus I'm looking for is a Silver Eagle bus. And this group, they're so supportive, so information giving, and they're just a group of just good old, I want to say good old boys, but their wives, their families, they're all into it. They travel across country in these things. They convert what were passenger buses into the big entertainer style RVs, big
sure.
fancy $150,000 buses with everything in them that do
All the accoutrements.
all of that stuff. So anyway, I got an education from them. There was a bus out in about an hour north of LA so that we went to look, and the guy was like, he was so excited to go look at this bus. He's like, I'm like, well, I can't afford to pay you. He was like, it's going to be an adventure. He's a retired Riverside County sheriff who he and his wife over 8 years built their own bus, yada, yada, yada. I drove out there. I stayed in a hotel by myself. Got up the next morning. He and I loaded up tools, shot up the freeway, went up there. Took us 2 hours to get there. Went around the bus, went through everything, decided it was a complete piece of shit, and came back. But one thing that nobody
How fun for you.
It was
Like
it was very fun. It was cool. It was a letdown because the bus was a great price, but it was just complete rusted through, just shot. Okay. But the education, that's what I really took out of this. It was phenomenal what I learned about these huge, massive pieces of equipment that I never knew about. So, one thing that you can't unlearn something. People, if you get educated,
yeah, you can.
Well, you can forget. Well, that's But typically, if somebody learns you something, mostly if you're really interested in it,
clearly not grammar.
It'll stick with you.
Names also are
learn you.
disposable.
Yeah, sometimes names are.
Oh, I proved that over and over again.
But anyway, that was it. So I ran out Sunday afternoon, came back last night, got back about 9:45. The other thing I really found out is if you do Google Maps for your GPS, because of all the traffic data that they absorb in and they know where construction is and speed zones change, all that, they are almost to the minute exactly right on when you're going to arrive at your destination.
Nice.
It's really funny. I was really surprised because literally it came up and I was texting them as I was rolling out and I'm like, well, I'm going to apparently arrive at 6:42, and they're like, LOL, whatever. And literally I wrote it like at 6:43.
Nice.
Because I had stopped. I don't know if I'd stopped what I'd done.
were
But
late.
it was.
Yeah,
But anyway,
bitch.
I was surprised at how accurate when you're even at 400 miles across.
Sure.
How accurate they are. So anyway, that was it. But it was interesting and fun for me, and it was a big learning experience, and I enjoyed it. And we're not done. At some point, I swear to God, I'm gonna have.
You will.
If the goal is a 1973 Model 5, that's what I want. She's 40 feet long. She's 102 inches wide. She's a big girl.
I've met her.
Yeah. Can't wear a sundress.
Not to save her life.
Every time I
Except
look
for
in
the
the
Walmart.
mirror.
Then it's appropriate.
Yes, then it's sure.
Has she ever been to the cash?
I want
So it's lesbian bars and the Walmart.
May I just?
Come visit sometime.
What do you got, Marn?
Well, this is what we have for Al from when we went to Santa Barbara.
Oh.
That is the bottle of wine, but I kept thinking Aaron would be with to be able to.
From Deep Sea
I'll get
Wine
it.
Tasting is what that bag said.
Ooh. Oh, from
So-
Arroyo Grande Valley.
don't know.
Yeah, and we couldn't make it up north further, where you had said that you wanted a
But that's
Viognier.
that's where I was heading you, was Arroyo Grande.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
why you said the word Viognier and Arroyo Grande, and I said, well, we're not going to make it there. But look, these things are
Comes in a
together.
bottle.
Yeah.
Those two words come in.
So,
Thank you so
Anyway,
much.
You're welcome. I hope that's enjoyable.
Well, you'll find out next Tuesday.
No, I won't.
Tune in, won't you?
Yes.
Why, you're not gonna hear?
tune in. No. Not for the next 2 weeks.
She's gone for 2, and then we are not on. What the hell day are we not on? It's the middle of. It's the 17th of October. I think we're gone.
No, well, it's that
It's
week.
that week.
Okay.
It's
Well, so 3 weeks.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's the 14th. My bad. Well, the 14th we are gone for that week. Al's oddly you're out of town.
I'm in
and
Puerto
that's-
Rico.
That's the weekend that Mom and I are going back to Missouri, almost willingly.
Almost.
Borders on.
No, it's mom's older sister's birthday, and it's a milestone. It's 70, so Mom wants to go back for that and doesn't want to travel alone. And I'm like, oh, I'll go. So we're gonna go back. I'll get to see a couple relatives that I haven't seen in a long time.
Good.
So
That's always
kinda
nice.
cool. And go back to the home where you were with me, back where Mike lives.
Yep.
So I'll get to go home and see more renovations that he's done to the house.
That'll
So-
be interesting.
And it's the first
And
time.
it'll be the first time you'll see it without the
Yard in front of it.
Yard.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Oh,
with
there's
it
the
being
freeway.
Yeah. Pull up. Could you stop?
Yeah.
Thanks. Then get
Yeah.
out.
Look both ways before
Yeah.
going on the porch.
Almost. It is. It's pretty
Don't open
close.
the door. Boom. There
It
goes the
is.
mailman.
Oh, yeah.
well, we liked him.
Yeah, and it is pretty close, and that's really unfortunate that it is
What about that house next door? The
leveled, gone.
was it really?
Oh yeah, they leveled that. I mean, all that's there is the circle drive that was there, and then they've made a new road that goes back to the land. Because clearly, what's happening is they're taking that beautiful acreage, and the lovely thing is that it goes from the level and it dips, and then it rolls up, and there's a hill in the back, and they're just going to make it all houses. I mean, I'm sure it'll be lovely houses, but still, it's crazy. My cat is for some reason
Yeah,
losing her mind
crazy
out there.
outside.
Don't know what she's doing.
She'd like to try some Viognier.
She's very hungry.
I fed them before the show thinking I would shut them the fuck up, but apparently didn't do it.
Let her in. Get her on the payroll.
Yeah.
We got pictures
Yeah.
to take. We got pictures to take.
Get her on the payroll. Well, just because you want to
Split
make
nothing
friends with
5
them.
ways, yeah. How's my math?
I don't
Something.
I was told there
Fair.
would be no
No
math.
math.
The best thing I can say about this bottle, this glass of wine I'm drinking, was that it was $7.50
Oh,
Nice.
well,
for the bottle.
hooray for you.
Cheers.
Very nice.
What do you think we were thinking? $7.50 for what?
Well, $7.50 glass of wine is also reasonable at a
Oh,
restaurant.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. If you're
Could
into
be.
that sort of thing.
Little too steep.
A little. All right, it's 7:29. I think we've rambled on long enough. I think it's time to go into headlines, and it goes something like this. Woo! Headlines coming at you. Fever with a feverish pitch.
Headlines coming at you. I was scared for a minute.
It's Headlines Live!
Why are they coming at me? What did I do?
Fuck it, I quit.
Sean Hannity is still an ass.
Oh.
Oh, you're the one with the nosebleed.
Colored pants prove you're gay.
Ooh, well, that burns.
Kagan presides over first same-sex ceremony.
Just like crack.
If you're drinking Baileys, you're having gay sex.
And choked for chicken. These and other serious headlines coming up right here on Q Talk America.
Da-da-da-da. I know
Edge
all
of
of
my
these
seats.
stories. Yes.
I'm enjoying his animation tonight with that. That was very fun.
So far.
I like
Well,
it.
the meds kicked in earlier
I like
today,
it.
so I
Good.
think we're good. Yay.
It's fine, late. Jesus, we've been slipping them in your drinks for like 3 years.
He's built a tolerance.
I don't know what
Christ
happened.
almighty.
It just said skinny and sweet on the box. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Elle said it was supposed to taste like almonds.
And I smell
Have a
toast.
headache.
Why do
Yeah.
I smell toast? I don't know. Okay. Well, let's go up north to Alaska for our first story. A reporter from an Anchorage, Alaska TV station revealed on the air that she owns a medical marijuana business and was quitting her job to advocate for the drug. After reporting on the Alaska Cannabis Club on Sunday night's broadcast, this would be 2 nights ago, KTVA's Charlo Green identified herself as the business owner and said that she would be devoting all of her energy to fighting for, quote, freedom and fairness. Then she used an expletive to quit her job and walked off camera. It sounded something like this.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but fuck it, I quit.
And she walked off camera. They cut to the main anchor at the news desk,
was
and
I?
she first she apologized,
buddy.
then she paused,
Yeah.
and then she started to start a story, then she paused, and she's like, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Then she started a story. It was priceless. In a statement on KTVA's website, news director Bert Rudman apologized for Green's inappropriate language and said that she was terminated. Well, I think she pretty much quit, sir. I don't think you can really fire her.
In related news, the manager in the booth had a fucking heart attack and is currently hospitalized.
They haven't heard that kind of swearing since Sarah Palin's
Right.
last family brawl.
Oh my god, I heard about that today.
Oh, and isn't that how Sarah Palin left office? Fuck it, I quit.
Alaska voters decide on November 4th whether to legalize recreational pot. Measure 2 would be similar to Washington and Colorado's legalization laws.
And Alaska's such a weird turd to monitor. Like, you just don't know, like, are they conservative? Are they liberal? They drill, but then they're so pro environment,
Right, protective of everything.
environmental. Like,
Sure.
I mean, they are like as crazy as everyone thinks California is. Alaska's like 100 times more crazy about environmental stuff. Like, you just do not fuck with Alaska, and yet they're all about, like, don't put that piece of paper on the ground, but please drill your pipeline. Like, they're such a clusterfuck of, you never know where they're coming from. Like, we're drill, baby, drill, but sweep up after. You know what I mean? Like, mind the seal, but if you spill a little oil on it, you know what I mean? They're like,
This
they
makes
just-
total sense to me, though. Like,
Sponsored
Yeah,
by
I get it.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They make your hands.
Promise
That's
to wash
palm
all the
olive.
ducks.
It
That's all
takes
we ask.
grease out of your way.
So there's never any way to know. Like, the
Have a
crazy
duck wash.
They had the crazy. They had the one senator for years, Murkowski, I think his name was, and then his daughter lost to Sarah Palin's candidate, the primaries.
Okay.
And then she went as a write-in candidate, and she won her Senate seat as a write-in. Like, I mean, crazy fucking shit. If you watch their politics, it's insane shit.
Oh, I haven't followed at all.
Because they had one senator for like 50 years,
mean-
and now they got his daughter. But she lost her primary to Sarah Palin's fucktard. And then she won as a write-in independent. So now she's
I mean, aside from Exxon Valdez and Palin, I don't even know Alaska exists up there. I just don't even think about
It's
it.
one
You
of the
can
most
see Russia.
beautiful places, and
According to what I heard.
Well, no, and not only that, but then
But from her house,
it's
a good property.
when the president of the Ukraine was just here in D.C., they scrambled fighter jets from America because they're. I know your pussy's yelling at me.
Somebody may have to
Continue on. I'm gonna deal with that.
Our drinking phrase may be your pussy's yelling at me again. But the president of the Ukraine was here in the Washington, and some Russian
in the
jets.
Washington, did he say?
Oh, I was trying to in Washington.
No.
Stop
I
interrupting.
I was like, what?
I was somewhere between
interrupting.
I was somewhere between the Capitol and
Yeah,
Washington.
I got very confused.
But Russian jets approached our border in Alaska, and they had to do some scrambling around and find out what they wanted. But it was very odd.
They were
wasn't
just
anyone-
flying into base, maybe their own.
I want to be
No,
that
they were
fighter
coming
pilot.
towards us,
That's like,
yeah.
I was kidding.
Hurry, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now in these days of shooting things down,
Right.
Hey, Boris,
so the
why are you coming over here?
the Syrian
Squirrel.
jet that just goosed Israel, and you can't goose us. They fucking shot that puppy down.
Oh, I can believe it.
Moose and squirrel.
Moose and squirrel.
We're making trouble for a moose and
yeah.
squirrel.
I just that was my
Turn
favorite
that
lines
man
from
around.
Will and Grace. Honey, what's going on in your hair? Looks like you got moose and squirrel in there.
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto. Oops, gotta get a new hat. I used to love Rocky and Bullwinkle. I leave the room and that's when you start talking about shit I like. Jesus.
Yeah, but different.
Yeah. I see.
All
But
right.
different.
And I've been trying to get her off the moose and squirrel, and I couldn't lead her back.
Oh, we're gonna find out this Tuesday how this wine goes, I guess, huh?
Well, because I think the 750 bottle is going to taste the same no matter what I do to it.
Okay, gotcha.
Have you been doctoring it? No?
No, I'm just saying that the open aged and aerating in the fridge
Oh, no.
can't hurt it.
Got it.
It tastes like
Might not
750.
help,
I
but
You know what it tastes
That's
like? 750.
750. Well, I hope that tastes like $8.
We're gonna find out in a minute.
I'll take 751 at this point.
Right? So Sean Hannity, seriously, still an ass. Sean Hannity is just awful, and he's very upset because of the Adrian Peterson reacting to the child abuse charges, and how government may be getting involved in how we parent.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
you should have told me. I could have been
you
so
could have been
ready.
right on that.
So ready.
On last Tuesday, on his radio show, when he reacted to this, he said that he's concerned that parents will be prohibited from teaching their kids that being gay is not normal.
He has a radio
Wait,
show
what?
too.
Oh, sadly, he writes radio. I think he has a podcast as well. He's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's everywhere.
He's not a great clips, I'll tell you that.
This is
He should take some lessons from that. What's her? Oh God, I fucked up the whole joke. Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
She's got good hair.
She's got some
She
nice
does.
Yeah.
It's true.
Only one of us can have this haircut.
He says, this is my problem with liberals. And I love that it comes, this is my problem with liberals,
Yeah.
he says.
Bastards.
Here's where my fear
Just
goes.
the one?
You guys want to tell parents what they can and cannot do. For example, it's going to become illegal if a parent teaches the politically correct view that being gay is not normal. My problem here, and he goes on and on about the fact that we send the kids off to school and then maybe they're taught that God is dead. Anyway, and maybe they're taught that it's okay to have sex. Maybe they're taught values that contradict with what parents are teaching, whatever it happens to be. Heather has 2 mommies, daddies, roommates. Where does he come up with this shit, quite frankly?
Yeah, over Adrian Peterson beating the shit out of his kid.
Right,
He
exactly.
gets to Heather has 2 mommies.
Yeah, and where that comes from, I don't know. So
That's
he
because
had
he's desperately in need of therapy.
And
Well,
to get laid is going to be my guess.
But certainly not ex-gay therapy, because he's similarly he responded to that when New Jersey passed the law about protecting minors from that ex-gay therapy a while back.
I remember that.
Is there freedom of religion anymore, or is that banned in New Jersey? And he's attacked Kevin Jennings, founder of GLSEN and former assistant deputy secretary of the Office of Safe and Drug-Free Schools, for promoting homosexuality in the schools. I mean, it's just like this crazy. This isn't liberals kind of going off. What are we going to come up with next? He's a nutbag.
Yeah, this
he
guy
pulls-
beat his kid, way past the point of anyone being able to defend him. Like
Absolutely.
to the point of like open sores.
Yeah,
And then
he did have open sores.
yeah, he did. He had open wounds
Yep.
and like punched him in the head or something. There was some
That was
other
a different kid, apparently.
No, but this one he did. There was some other part to it that I heard of.
Shoved
of it
leaves in his
nice.
mouth.
Oh, that's what it was. Punch the head, leaves in your mouth. Whatever. One time you're a scarecrow, next time you're not.
It was leaves. It was leaves off the switch, maybe.
So, but the thing on, did you see the thing on his own show where the child psychologist is telling him like, this is just proven again and again. And I've listened to after our conversation last week. I listened to a lot of very intelligent people, and I have to say I was completely wrong about raising kids the way you were raised. Like,
Sure.
and the cycle of violence at some point. So
Sure.
we're done.
Yeah.
But he starts beating his desk
Oh my God,
with a belt.
I didn't get to see that.
And
but I
having
saw
a temper
headline
tantrum.
about it.
With Hannity?
Hannity.
Hannity,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Hannity's clip. He's no
Okay.
one. She didn't even listen to me on Facebook.
No,
She was my fuck tart.
No,
of
I
the
saw,
century.
I saw the post.
I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see
it.
the. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the
Oh,
post.
you have watching the video is
Yeah.
the whole joy of it as he like loses his mind and starts beating the desk with his belt and saying, "This is how I was hit, and I don't need any kind of therapy. I turned out fine." And I'm
I'm
like,
fine.
"This is the video we're going to show your therapist as
Right.
to why
Sure.
you're going to be back for sessions 2 through 100."
Right.
It's a complete and total on-air meltdown.
Well-
and even like Colbert went after him, and it wasn't really that funny because Hannity didn't need to be parodied. It was already the parody.
Okay.
Like him making a comment and Stephen Colbert beating a desk with a belt would have been the parody, but he already did it.
Sure.
And then screaming out over and over again that I don't need therapy, I turned out fine. It just was like,
Right.
you there's nothing
Keep
to do
telling
here.
yourself that.
Yeah, you just proved.
that- he provided both the commentary and the satire that should follow it from someone else.
Stephen Colbert's like, just show the clip and next.
Ordered on Genius. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Well, and it makes it one of those things that if you're not already very okay with or proud to say, yeah, I'm a Democrat or I'm liberal, you are now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would rather be known or compared with people that are awful that say, don't beat your kids. Maybe it's okay that Heather has 2 mommies or 2 daddies. And, all this as opposed to this crazy kind of,
this fucktard.
the gay therapy and that we have to teach kids that gay isn't normal and just all kinds of weird shit that he comes up with. And the problem is that there are so many followers that go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And that's what's so fucking
Oh,
frightening.
that'll come up in there's a couple of new shows that started this week.
Okay.
I went on some of their fanboy pages, which they already have, and we'll go over like how you get from a conversation about A into Obama's a communist.
Of course.
And all
4
black
down.
people are criminals. Like,
Yeah,
I
4
mean,
down.
it was just an amazing twist of like, wow, that's an interesting critique of a show that has nothing to do with that.
Right.
And I do have to put a correction. We were talking about Refrigerator Perry, and I've been
Mm-hmm.
quoting this sports analyst from like 2 years ago over and over again about Refrigerator Perry not being comparatively big. He was a big guy, 6'2",
Mm-hmm.
almost 300 pounds, but they were constantly on him to lose weight.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly his weight was an issue, where now they're making him that big. So he was a big guy. He's
Mm-hmm.
not comparatively small, as I was led to believe by this commentator on one of the concussion shows that they were talking about. But the thing is at his size, he was constantly being hounded and eventually got the boot for just being too
Being
big.
too big. There were a couple on the Vikings that were like that, too.
Yeah. So it was
And
just
now
kind
they
of funny
bulk
that
up. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was trying to find if there was just
Hi, Dawn.
that little clip, and I'm not.
Oh, for Hannity?
Right. I
I
see-
have it. If
Oh,
you
you
want
do?
me to send it to you.
Yeah, do right quick. 'Cause
Okay.
I just wanted to play the audio to show the absurdity of this fucktard,
absolutely.
to use Al's word.
Oh, and then the other Fox News on that same topic, that Stephen Colbert, like, just you couldn't make fun of it because it was so bizarre. There was nowhere to go. But like this whole thing with no boots on the ground, like that they're just stressing it in Obama's, and you all know this is going to turn into boots on the ground. This is going to turn into a full scale war. Like it's the whole they'll greet us as liberators shit. But this time,
Right.
we all know it's coming. Like this is ugly. So Fox News is doing this whole thing about, they're just trying to make fun of Obama, that they're going to eventually catch him in the lie of that there's going to be boots on the ground, or that there's advisors there now that are military. So they had all these different, so it was like they're, how they stay on one message all day? So they were
Benghazi.
showing, like,
Yeah.
usually it's Benghazi. This time it was boots.
They default
so
that.
they had all these different people like showing boots and showing which boots are going to be on the ground. Well, maybe he just doesn't mean that this type of boot is when it's going to be on the ground.
Shut
Maybe-
up.
Doc Martens will be on the ground.
Oh my God! So you got to watch it. Stephen Colbert, always brilliant.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I did see that one because he kept pulling the shoes over and doing that. I watched that whole thing.
Right, but his thing isn't. It isn't even necessary because they already did the parody. Like what he did was just what they did. They went to and it was on every show that day. So they have every single Fox anchor talking with someone about boots and showing boots.
Stupid.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're already building in their own satire, so that when Stephen Colbert goes to make fun of them, it's really not
Just
necessary.
play the clip. We're done.
And really, it's all you have to do. You don't have to go any further. It's insanity.
I think I sent you the wrong thing.
Well, I don't know. You'll send me something.
Yeah.
I'll find
All right.
something.
No,
It'll be
it's okay.
But anyways, we
Go
had to
ahead.
beat that one down. So.
Oh, funny.
I like it. I
funny.
like it. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Well, there is some truth to the effectiveness of folktale remedies and old wives' tales when it comes to serious medical issues. And you being a restaurant worker, Al, you'll probably follow along with this. According to the findings from a team from the Detroit Medical Center, Dr. Sonal Sariaya, I have no idea if that's right or not, but don't know.
That's awesome.
And her
Listen, cunt flaps.
and her colleagues in Michigan, listen to this. Her colleagues in Michigan found that packing strips of cured pork in the nose of a child who suffers from an uncontrollable, life-threatening nosebleed can stop the hemorrhaging, a discovery that won them the 2014 Nobel Prize, the annual award for sometimes inane yet often surprisingly practical scientific discoveries. This year's winners, honored Thursday at Harvard University by the Annals of Improbable Research magazine, included a team of researchers who wondered if owning a cat was bad for your mental health, Japanese scientists who tested whether a banana peel was as really as slippery as cartoons would lead you to believe, and a Norwegian biologist who tested whether reindeer on the Arctic archipelago of Svalbard were frightened by humans dressed to resemble polar bears. As has become the custom, real Nobel laureates handed out the prizes, and winners were given a maximum of 60 seconds to deliver their acceptance speeches.
Now that was what was the cure for the nosebleed?
Sticking pork, continuing on, if I may.
Oh, okay.
Sticking pork products up the patient's nose was a treatment of last resort when conventional treatments had failed. The doctor said that it was only used for a very specific condition known as Glasman thrombosthenia, a rare condition in which blood does not properly clot. But apparently the salt and something else in the meat itself causes clotting to happen that otherwise would not happen. So we had to do some out-of-the-box thinking, so that's where we put our heads together and thought to the olden days and what they might have done. The 4-year-old's child's nostrils were packed with cured pork twice, and according to their study, the quote, the nasal vault successfully stopped nasal hemorrhage promptly and effectively. I mean, they don't encourage, however, what's the last line? Hang on, I have to scroll down to this. Although his research has legitimate scientific value, oh, wait, that's not the word. Wait, there's another line here that says he does not encourage you shoving pork in your nose.
Yeah. I encourage you to shove pork in your mouth. It does have something to do with sodium, and I'm sure Harrison's all smarty pants about chemistry, and she took 9 million chemistry classes. So, about how it works, and I kind of know, but I couldn't say it out loud.
Okay.
Good story.
I kind of understand.
I wouldn't at all.
I do
So
enjoy your
would've-
commentary.
I would have
Thank you,
completely
sir.
bought whatever
Or
you
ma'am.
had said.
Now, this is kind of
However
it.
yourself,
I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because he's from the University of Japan. He studied the slipperiness of banana peels as an extension of his research into human joint lubrication. Says, I've gotten the evidence that the friction under banana peels is sufficiently low to make us slip, however. The other good thing about his study is that his colleagues got to eat a lot of bananas. Several scientists won for studying the mental health of cat owners. The bottom line is, owning a cat may be hazardous to your health, according to their studies.
Well, it's a sign that your mental health is declining.
Now, Dr. David Hanower,
As the number of cats increases.
Dr. David Hanower of the
health goes
Department of
this way.
Pediatrics at the University of Michigan and co-author of one of the studies says that there's no reason for cat owners to panic. It may simply be that cat owners, that people with depression get cats because they feel depressed. He said, I am in no way telling people to get rid of their felines.
Until the day you say my cat is my best friend,
They're
and
not.
you're not speaking about Cat Carlson,
Right.
Then
Right.
Well, I wouldn't say my cat.
That is a sign of mental illness as well.
Oh, she's writing something.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's doing the graph of number
Exactly.
of cats to mental illness.
Where am I? I have 2 cats, Cat. Now,
awesome.
and one of them was screaming incessantly outside the door moments ago.
Yeah,
so
his pussy was yelling at us.
where am I?
That's not bad.
Oh, good. Low. Oh. No,
like it.
and I've had cats my whole life. I mean, they've been.
Oh, we're gonna have to move up.
Then it goes up. You just markedly went up.
This is a story we'll continue to follow.
Gotcha.
Wait,
Stay tuned.
because I saw in my notes that we lost her as a listener last week.
Who did we lose?
My mother.
Oh, why?
Oh, number of cats on the crazy scale.
We lost her because of something we said?
What did we say? I
yelled
don't
out-
remember.
I
Oh,
yelled
there's
out-
any
but
number of things.
I yelled out cunt.
We almost won her back with cunt flaps.
Yeah,
So close.
Last week's listeners lost was my mother, Korea, Stacy.
The entire country. Wait, north or south?
We'll just go with the whole peninsula.
Stacy
Everybody.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Or what are we using? Archipelago.
Stacey Lewis.
What's
We
the word you
lost
whipped out
Stacey.
earlier?
What?
What's the word you whipped out earlier?
Archipelago? I
Yeah.
don't know. That's a candle company.
Fancy.
Well, I have,
Autumnal?
I'm keeping track.
I'm pretty sure this the spring equinox enthusiasts are they're gone. If this is the right dawn, and I should probably look at her Facebook page and find out personal information about her. But she's from my high school, and she was one of my favorite people in my high school, and
Don't be hating.
and we ended up running. We ended up running into each other just randomly on a flight across country one time and sat near each other or next to each other and talked the whole time. But she was, God, I should find her. She's like married with children that she can't like hear the story. But she used to keep Jack Daniels in her locker at school.
Yes.
That a girl.
And, you know, John, you can feel free to say that was someone else, but
Allegedly. Allegedly.
but she was the Rizzo from Greece of our high school.
Oh, I love it.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Did
Like,
you musical numbers with her?
No.
Oh, thought for sure you would have.
No, she was never in
Pregnancy scare?
drama club, but she was part of the Stolen Lockers Club.
Pregnancy scare. You actually said that to Al? Like he would be part of it?
Well, because she was the Rizzo of the high school. I was just wondering.
I was
like,
C, PG,
Oh, I thought
but
you-
not like the movie.
Oh, no, I thought maybe you were going to think that he was involved in a pregnancy scare.
No, I was asking about Rizzo. That's one of the qualifications. When
Okay.
you go down the checklist, am I Rizzo?
Am I
Yeah.
Rizzo?
40 years old? Check.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cats?
Pregnancy scare? Check.
Cats?
Done.
Cats? No
Check.
cats.
Well, there you go. Well, you just filled out the entire crazy checklist.
You are Rizzo.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Well, those crazy Kazakhstanis. I have no idea if I said that right.
You did.
You did.
Okay. Nice to know.
According to what I've been hearing.
Yes. Kazakhstan
From the cats.
politician says that gays can be identified by colored pants. By colored
Oh, God.
African American pants? Or how do you mean that?
Yeah, really? Like, what? Do I have the
Unintentional.
do I have the Lou Rawls of jeans?
Yeah.
Is that what I have?
The Barry White.
The Barry Whites, the
That's
Jamie
right.
There go
Foxxes
the
of
black people
pants.
again.
Yeah.
Write that down.
We've lost all the African Americans.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, brother.
And now they're coming here.
Why you gotta be hating?
It was like listening to Dean Martin talk to Sammy Davis Jr. like they were both cool. Just sad.
Continue.
A politician in Kazakhstan has claimed blood test for degeneratism. Did I
Ooh,
say
that's
that?
nice.
I like that.
Oh,
Can
I like that
identify
word.
gay people while calling for homosexuality to be criminalized, describing it as a threat to national security. He was standing
Yes.
before a poster claiming that homosexuality is a threat to the nation. His name is Doran. I practiced this, but it's not going to work.
I thought
And
the
it wasn't
pop,
a click.
I thought
Yeah.
the pop was part of the name.
The gods must be crazy.
Yeah.
Baba Muratov.
Ooh.
Sure.
Spell it.
Baba Muratov. There you go.
No.
Baba Muratov.
You smell it, bitch.
BABAMURATOV.
Yeah, why
Baba
not?
Muratov.
T-O-V. I almost think
I'd go with
that's
Baba
definitely
Muratov
Russian.
if it were me.
Maybe.
Baba Muratov.
But
Muratov.
Smirnoff.
Babaloo! Babaloo!
But what are our last two? Oh, Jesus Christ. And there goes Cuba. And the embargo's back.
In a tribute to
Well,
Desi Arnaz.
Somebody watched The View today.
What we're no, I haven't seen it yet.
No?
What's the last two
Covered
letters?
T-O-V. It's like it's
three
Russian.
T-O-V.
We're gonna go with Tav.
Tav.
No.
I'm changing my vote.
I like it.
Baba Muratov.
He is the leader of the nationalist Bolashik movement. Of course he is. God bless you.
Yeah.
Petitioned the government to ban so-called gay propaganda in the country. Baba Muratov urged a ban ban on gays from holding public office, serving in the Kazakh army.
We didn't stop them
and
from holding
said-
hands. That's good. No, we can hold hands. No office.
Kumbaya is fine.
Okay.
And said it would be easy, that it would be easy to identify gays through DNA testing and because they wear colored pants. Yes, of course. We have stooped so low that LGBTs no longer hide their orientation. One can see a lot of people in the city's malls and other public places. These are young people in colored
But
pants.
wait, in that statement,
Yes.
what's the word that you just used? If he said
Malls.
no. If in that statement he said their orientation, that's
call.
that's letting them know that that's how they're wired. That's not. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Oh, no, he is.
I don't know why I'm so on point with that fucking word, but when you
Well
said
done.
orientation, it's not like everybody says it's a disease and you can do testing, you can be cured. Orientation,
choice.
that's how you're wired.
Well played.
I'm here to fucking
Well
help
played.
today with
I like it.
those cunt flaps.
I do have to
girl.
say, I would like to a point for the defense on this one.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you
Tim?
do have pink pants.
Well, no, but I do not. I
Well,
only
you
wear
did.
khakis and jeans.
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
did.
Now,
You have.
there are some pictures on Facebook.
Yes, I did. Thank
you.
There,
You have a salmon sweater.
I just loved it.
sweaters are different.
Especially if they're cable knit.
And we
God.
still do not have absolute proof that those were my pants. They weren't borrowed from my friend
They
Amy.
were on you.
Oh, yeah, I was wearing them.
Yes, it's the gay wearing the colored pants.
Proprietorship is what we're
Jesus.
arguing here.
Okay, I see.
Christ on the
Semantics
goddamn
until
God
death.
damn it. And I thought I was going to take Tim down with this shit, but instead I went down. But Tim did have a pair of fire engine red or candy apple red, depending on your orientation. Corduroy pants that he wore to like 6th or 7th grade.
Zip,
Nice.
zip,
Yeah.
zip, zip.
And not only was there a small fire, but
My
I just
crotch is burning.
just remember being like, yeah, there's times that even I have to pick on us. Like,
The fact that this is like a statement. That
there's a
this
line, and those
asshat is
corduroy
making.
pants are way on the other. Draw me a graph. Because those pants are off
That's
it.
right.
Off the charts. We need a
We're
chart
at
and
like
we need
30
off the
cats,
2 pairs of red corduroy pants.
both fire engine and candy apple.
We're gonna have to get her colored pencils.
I could do that. Now wait a minute. Is that to say that? Now is that to say if I reach that point with cats, do I have to wear pants?
Yeah, now we're at a bell curve. He peaked at his gayness at the tender age of 12.
Red pants and 2 cats, and we're
With a fire crotch that could only happen from corduroy in the winter.
no running.
Yeah. And funny that he had fire crotch and does not have red pubic hair.
Judge's ruling.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Tomo, I know they're both colors. I just can't remember from memory which I would use.
I like the fact that Tom was only concerned that you realize that those are
both,
colors.
yes.
You-
Yes. To clarify-
Which you was it?
And they are two distinct colors of red. One is much brighter than the other.
Is it blush or,
Or blush.
bashful?
Oh,
Yeah.
pink and pink.
Pink.
It's pink and pink.
Oh my
My colors
God.
are
Well,
blush.
so it's the young people in Kazakhstan that are wearing the colored pants. This means that they no longer hide their
Oh, are you
orientation.
still on this
I
story?
am, because I'm going to finish it.
God, good.
I
Good
am.
for you.
I
God
am.
damn.
He says, I think it's very easy to identify a gay person by his or her DNA. A blood test can show the presence of degeneratism in a person. I want to know how that works, Harrison.
Well, I want the blood test for like whatever proves stupid in a person
Yeah,
because
right
he got
here.
it.
Jesus, he's
Him
full.
and Hannity both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, suppressing activities of the LGBT community in Kazakhstan is extremely difficult because there's no law in our country prohibiting this type of activity, it's now called apparently. That is the promotion of homosexuality. While homosexuality is not illegal in Kazakhstan, it now becomes LGBTQ. According to this, people in the country often face significant discrimination and harassment. And asshat Baba Ganoush
Yeah.
has called for a reinstatement of the country's anti-sodomy laws that were overturned in 1990.
Well, how about the anti-pant color laws?
Now, what
Apparently,
is, no, in all seriousness, what is-
Benetton had a sale.
yeah,
The United
United
Colors.
Colors.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes. What was your question?
what?
Yes.
7.
Yes.
What
$49.95.
What does
Serves
one.
four.
Yeah. What?
Sauce on the side.
$2.95.
What does the Q stand for in LBGT?
Questioning.
Questioning.
Oh, for the
and
love of
or
fuck.
queer.
And or
queer.
queer.
No, it can't stand for queer.
No, because that's
That'd be like put an F in there for faggot too. I mean, that's
LGBT.
No.
no, it is questioning.
It is
Queer
question.
means a whole different thing now.
It does.
Oh, like what?
Odd.
You can look it up.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Queer means a whole different thing. It just doesn't mean it's
Well,
not a blanket statement for.
Because if it goes back to odd,
for
that means we're
dykes and
going back
fags
to the
anymore.
original usage of the word. When something
Yeah,
was queer, it was odd, it was different.
Right, and so now people who identify as queer are not comfortable identifying as lesbian or gay or straight or bi
Oh, you
or
know
any
what?
of the others.
They gotta get their own
There's
parade.
a whole...
I'm not putting up with that shit.
We block off 3rd Street for one time a year for that shit.
I
God
once a year for
barely
everyone.
can hold my contempt for the questioning.
But that's why the alphabet's there. Just everybody come on in. Who gives a
Some.
shit? Just be
Yeah,
done.
I'm not down with queer.
Well,
No.
Well,
got some news for you.
Just telling you.
Pretty sure you're
down with
already
it
hip
for a
to that.
long
DNA is used to
time.
determine one is a spring, summer, autumn, or winter person.
Good for
There
that.
you go.
I'm an
Okay.
autumnal.
I wonder what Tomo is. Which season are you, Tomo? Do let us know in the chat room.
I feel like he's a summer.
We are in the middle of the headline segment. Coming up later, Al with entertainment. We got Kat Carlson with sports and other stuff. Thoughtful Vulgarity rounds us out at the hour 3. The drinking word is coming up in just seconds. Stick with us here on Q Talk America. There is plenty to come. And I'm sure we're going to come up with some other name that we fuck up. Like Baba Muratov or
Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush. There we go. We'll be back in just seconds right here.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening, one and all. This is Q Talk America. I'm Clayton McKee here on a Tuesday night with you. Thank you for being with us. This is the show on Q Talk America. We come to you live every Tuesday night from 7 to 10 Arizona time. We realize it is an entirely different day for some of you. Tomo, for example, in New Zealand, it is Wednesday afternoon. I thank you for listening, of course. Tomo, as you
From
do
the future.
just about each and every week. Yeah, it's like Tomo's listening to us before we even get there.
He's our
It's
very own Jetson.
crazy. You're right. I never thought of it like that.
He is. He's in the future, as are all of our podcast download listeners.
Yes, because they...
Listening from the future.
Oh, that's a weird way to think about that.
I know. I'm going to listen in the future,
I was told
too.
there'd be no math. So this is okay. Dawn just answered back. This is, and she has a new last name now that I looked on Facebook. But it's Dawn Scald. She was seriously like the coolest girl in our high school.
Okay, and she's listening?
I love it.
She's been listening. This is the first time I think she's listened live. She listens every week.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember something I recommended she loved.
Oh.
I recommend so many things. But
True that.
oh, I think it was Veep.
Oh,
I want to say that she watched Veep
which
because
is
of all that we said
hysterical.
about it. And
someday I'm going to get to all these shows when I have nothing else to do.
welcome, Dawn.
We do
Hey.
round out the
Dawn
show
Scald Cannon is her new last name.
with the cast. We have Kat Carlson sitting right here. That's one waving her hand. We got Marnie Ryer and Al Perkins, who's feverishly looking through his iPad to figure out who he went to school with.
Oh, I knew I went to school with her. But she comments every week about the shows, and then like she puts, she's on our page.
Oh, okay.
She
So she
usually
gets our
says,
updates.
yeah. She
Got
gets
it.
the updates and
Oh, that's the no. I keep thinking it's somebody local.
no.
Oh,
But she did put a couple weeks ago about a show. And I'm pretty sure it was Veep
Okay.
that she watched it because of our recommendation, and had to get new couch covers because
It shows hysterical.
It is the beginning of hour 2. We are
rough.
we are in the middle of our headline segment, but before we do that, we have got to take care of business about our drinking word.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Well, I'm not going to work that hard. The word's cunt flaps.
If it ain't flapping, don't fix it. I mean,
Singular or plural?
Well, on the clip on Facebook, it was S.
That's all, folks.
Fuck you people.
Oh, I like Buddy thinks that my opening will be here longer than 2 weeks. Buddy, that'd be fun. Come play with us.
Seriously.
If you can.
Because eventually a good movie will come out. It hasn't happened yet, but soon.
Someday.
Yeah.
Got it.
They're all hiding in
is
Toronto.
it yours or is it
across
mine?
The border.
Is it my story or your story, Martin?
Oh, it's yours.
We were on pants. It's you.
Got it. Hang on
We
here.
were on pants.
I'm going to type this in so that I can make sure that people know that our drinking word is... There it is.
There you go.
I like how I can just type in, immediately. That's the...
It looks like you're describing us. And now a word from cunt
Cunt
flaps.
flaps. Stop calling me
I feel
names.
like it should all be in capital letters.
Hey, I can... I'm not gonna make...
Oh my god, I can't use the shift key too.
Oh, I don't think we've ever... If we've done a story from Idaho, I don't remember it, but here we are.
Oh, no.
A car full of teenagers crashed in Idaho after authorities say one of the passengers lit the driver's armpit hair on fire with the lighter.
Oh. Ow.
The Idaho Statesman reports all 5 young people in the Ford Bronco were hurt in the crash Sunday and had to receive medical treatment. Authorities say 2 of the passengers were thrown from the vehicle, but none of the 5 suffered life-threatening injuries.
That means they were drunk.
The Ada County Sheriff's Office says the rollover occurred after a 16-year-old boy who was goofing off in the front seat and also lit the 18-year-old Tristan Myers' armpit hair on fire while he was driving. Deputies cited Myers with inattentive driving, while the 16-year-old was cited for interfering with the driver's safety.
I was saying arson.
The passengers' names were not released, and a court date has not been set for Myers, who has no listed phone number.
That was going to be my first question. Were any of them named Carlson or Tenney?
Oh, you have relatives?
Many.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. We might have to Google that. I don't know.
Good people of Idaho, why give up
I may have to call my grandmother.
a good clean fun of cow tipping? You know what I mean? Stick to what you know.
It's not that clean.
Armpit. Is it possible
They
though?
poop a lot.
When you tip them?
All the
The-
time.
the people
all
in the car?
time.
I
No,
was-
the
maybe.
cows.
Oh, I see.
But is
The
that
tipping.
Do people actually tip cows?
You know, I've never actually accomplished it. We've tried many times. My grandparents have a farm in Idaho. And so we just kind of grew up harassing the cows like that. And we've tried many times, and we would really just piss them off and just get scared and laugh hysterically as we were running for the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never would have
And
done
then-
that.
and
You'd
then
have to
hope
go
that-
through fecal matter. You'd have to go through cow fecal matter. No,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
no.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't even want to know.
No.
One
there would
piece,
be none of
one
that.
piece
And
of
then I'd
dog poop
slip.
on the lawn, and I'm
Oh,
off for a
God.
year.
And
Like,
then it
Yeah.
dries up, and you use it as
Oh.
firewood, and you throw it at your
No, you use it as
cousins, yeah.
frisbees. You used to throw it across
Oh
the
my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
You're just chucking shit
No.
at each other?
Just flinging
What
cow
is wrong with
No.
you?
Yeah.
flinging cow pies at your cousin's
No.
head is like sport.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Yeah.
that Niagara
No.
Falls is a thriving metropolis. I'm just saying that we knew better
We
than
did
to
not do
touch
that.
the feces of a creature.
Now,
yeah.
my grandfather used to
Yeah.
tell me when we would mow the pasture with the tractors, and you'd roll through piles of cow shit. And he used to say that it was good for the tires. He said it made them last longer.
No.
Oiled them up.
Nope.
Moisturizer.
Nope.
Hey,
Nope.
No.
Uh-uh.
No.
oh, yeah.
Firm,
Actually,
no.
No.
actually,
Oh my
you probably know. Well, I can't
I'm
believe
with
you
you,
don't know
Al,
this.
thanks.
And how has it not been in a movie somewhere?
I might.
They
I don't
actually have cow chip tossing as a contest, like at state
Nope.
fairs.
Oh,
Nope.
that's fun.
Nope.
Not entering that contest.
No, I'm not saying you're entering it, but I'm surprised
Who
you
would
haven't
go
heard
watch shit get thrown around?
These two?
No. I didn't say I've gone. I said,
I'm there. How much
Wow.
are tickets?
how much is there? Is there drinks? Yes, we'll go if there's drinks.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
I have liquor at home.
Yeah.
I am not desperate for entertainment. You know what I mean?
It's sports.
I have full paid cable.
Really?
Totally.
I do not need to watch cow shit fly through the air.
What if it's followed by a Streisand concert?
Cunt flaps.
I do.
Then she's lost her voice at that point. If she's out at,
Come on
you know,
out.
When she starts playing the county fair, maybe I'm not as interested in the
and
Streisand.
ducking cow shit, no,
No.
I don't see it happening.
I don't.
Well,
I
they're
don't.
not gonna
I don't.
throw
I
it
think,
at you.
I think Barbara Joan and I are together on this one. It ain't happening.
Okay.
That's frightening, though.
Carry on, Marn.
Carry on.
There are foreigners listening, people. Tom, do the people of your country do strange things with cow shit? Because I'm ready to move.
Yeah. Seriously.
I thought
That's
Hannity was the
awful.
bottom of the barrel till I heard about people paying to watch other people throw cow shit at each other.
And that it's sport.
It's not
I don't care.
okay.
I don't care what adjective is coming next.
Yuck.
Here's a list of adjectives.
Nope, still not working.
Funny when you Google cow chip throwing comes right up. Oh, the Wisconsin State Cow Chip Throwing Festival.
Well, now, doesn't that just tell you something?
I'm gonna put that link.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that link on the page. What do we call it, the chat page? I'm gonna put that right there. Continue on. They're celebrating 40 years. Oh, we missed it. It was in August.
Well,
I was just thinking
next
it's
year,
almost State
put that on the
Fair.
calendar.
God, yeah. Oh, it's sponsored by Culver's.
No,
course
it's almost
it is.
State Fair season here in Arizona. Everywhere else, it's
Yeah.
shut it all down
Yeah,
and board it up.
that's right. It's going to get
Winter's
real
here.
cold.
I'm gonna put this link in the thingy. Go ahead.
So, Justice Elena Kagan.
Oh, I love her. I'm doing them right now.
Absolutely.
He's my pussy type.
Kegels.
Oh,
Kegels.
my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
gun flaps. The
Gun
U.S.
flaps. I'm squeezing my gun flaps right now.
I'm over here.
Couldn't tell.
Over here, tightening the gun flaps.
That sounds wrong when you say it.
I'm 2 for 2 on drinking words, by the way.
Nicely done. Batten down the gun flaps.
I get lazier and lazier each week. I just sit here and drink whatever she said. Say it. Say it a lot.
Over and over.
Just repeat it. 3 hours. Call me when you're done.
Call me when you're done.
Well, if you guys heard, I think today Louisiana passed.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
I think you're right.
Okay. And so I thought this was wonderful. The U.S. Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan has officiated for the first time at a same-sex wedding. It was a Maryland ceremony for her former law clerk and his husband. Kagan presided on Sunday over the wedding, and it was in Chevy Chase, Maryland. That always makes me laugh.
And then me too.
Yeah.
Which came first, the Chevy or the Chase?
Yeah, there you have it. Supreme Court spokeswoman Kathy Arberg said Monday that same-sex ceremony was the first that she had done, that Sandra Day O'Connor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, not shocking at all,
Ruth Bader.
have previously
She needs an action figure.
officiated. She really does.
She really
she
does.
is an action figure.
It'll be like my dinner with Ruth Bader.
I mean, she even has the cape already. I mean, in a lot of ways. It's
Buddy,
just
thank you for
the robe.
enjoying that joke at home because no one else got it. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah,
If you throw master in front of it,
Bader.
master.
Oh, Lord
Vader.
have mercy.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I didn't realize I had to actually do
Marco.
Oh, I know this one's coming.
it. I know this one. Wait! Don't tell me! Don't tell me!
so the upcoming term could be determined whether same-sex couples nationwide have the right to marry under the Constitution.
And it's all about that goddamn Sixth Circuit. And that story's going everywhere now.
It is. Yeah,
Oh, and
that's
here's
a big
another
deal.
correction that I found out. Ruth Bader, master, does not, mistress, she doesn't hate Scalia.
Oh,
What?
I did not know that. I
Turns
thought
out that
was
they're like they're like Bill Maher and Kunter and Coulter. Like
Oh.
that they get along. They disagree on absolutely everything, but privately they get along.
Well, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that happening at all.
Vehemently disagrees with him on
Yeah.
every topic and thinks he should not be making any choices about women, but I guess finds him to be an okay human being. And
That's odd. What?
I don't know what happened. Carry on. Carry over. Carry
like an
Grant.
angel just got their wings.
Oh, I know what happened. I have my Facebook up on here, and I shouldn't do that because I get messages on this
There
computer.
you go. Yes.
Yes.
Fine, sir. It is you.
Ah, well, I think we've reached the story.
Mediocre, sir. Let's not
Fine.
suck up to him.
Well, a North Carolina man is accused of crumbling Pop-Tarts and trying to sell it as cocaine to an undercover officer.
In my book, those are the same thing. I don't keep either one in my house for that same reason.
And for that story, we will go to this audio clip from Buzz60.
So here's the thing, Pop-Tarts cannot pass as crack cocaine. We know this because apparently someone tried and it didn't work. I don't think anyone has ever even jokingly said, oh man, Pop-Tarts are so addictive, they're like crack. They're not. They're just Pop-Tarts. Cameron Mitchell is under arrest after police say he tried to pass off a crushed-up Pop-Tart as crack cocaine and sold it to an undercover cop. According to reports, Mitchell was in the middle of his very legal job of making deliveries to convenience stores when he started talking to the officer. One thing led to another, and these two complete strangers started talking to each other about crack cocaine. I don't know a lot about drug deals, but I guess there's no point in being subtle, right? Especially since undercover cops are under no legal obligation to identify themselves if asked. That only happens in the movies. Anyway, Mitchell went to his truck to get the officer $20 worth of crack cocaine, but came back with some crushed up Pop-Tarts. The crumbs were field tested and came back negative for anything other than untoasted breakfast pastry. Mitchell is charged with creating and selling a counterfeit controlled substance. Which makes sense, because when your other options are things like eggs, bacon, and waffles, Pop-Tarts are kind of a counterfeit breakfast. But 60, now you know, pass it on.
That was delightfully written.
Yes, it was.
I want to give her
Field tested.
She gets 2 cunt flaps up for that one.
My favorite line is it was
I
field.
raise my cunt flaps to you,
Please
ma'am.
put them back down.
Field tested and showed nothing more than untoasted breakfast pastry.
I gotta tell you though, my sisters and I would come to blows over
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts,
Oh my God.
because they come in a box of 2 foiled
Right,
pairs
right.
for a total of 6.
I think there's a total. Oh yeah, there is a total of 6. Sure.
So
Yes, three
I
packs.
wanted
so
to
we would
say
get 1
8,
box
but
a
that
week, so
wouldn't
you had
have
to like plan out when you were gonna have your 2 toaster pastries.
Oh,
But I could not do. I just couldn't do it.
No
Could not
no
absolutely do
control.
it. No control.
Oh,
I would
the
eat the whole
minute they
box.
came home, yeah.
And God forbid they were warmed with icing. Oh,
Oh,
my God,
yes.
and it's those motherfucking blueberry
Oh.
ones.
Strawberry frosted.
Turns out,
is my crack.
as I learned one time under an herbal substances powers, the strawberry and the blueberry pretty much indistinguishable because neither
Pretty
fruit
close.
are in there.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah,
no fruit.
no.
It's the general flavor of berry
And then some-
covered in frosting.
Right, yeah.
Oh, the delicious.
In the 80s, when they came out with that toaster strudel, remember those commercials?
Oh,
Yes.
they are a
Oh.
poor man's imitation.
No, they are
No,
not.
those
You
are
can
not
heat up that frosting and drizzle it all over the place. Oh my
Still
god!
was not a Pop-Tart,
And
though.
it was a flaky. No, but it was better. I felt like it was a cunt flat up.
The cunt flap, one cunt flap above.
That's what I was thinking. Something like that.
I wanted to go to Kellogg's and I wanted to blow Tony the Tiger just in appreciation
my
for
God.
the other fine products.
the
that
He
they
would have
sell.
said. He would have said, "You're great."
all the other wonderful things they do in that zoo.
There's a toucan who's on
You know what?
crack or something.
And sadly, I tried to pass on the Pop-Tart tradition. I bought a box because my almost 9-year-old says to me, what are Pop-Tarts? I don't know what that is. And I went,
It's like child abuse.
That's like saying, "What's a
Exactly.
45 record?"
so
The hell?
I promptly packed up the entire family and went down to Fry's.
We have to go to the Piggly Wiggly now.
Man your toasters!
Get in the truck, we're going to town.
Susie, grab your cunt flaps.
Where's the lighter?
And I go, and I promptly
Celebrate this
acquire.
cow pie tossing with a Pop-Tart.
Ooh, what was
you
that
can-
smell? That was some cow pie.
Get in the truck, I'm telling the story.
String
I
her up.
promptly acquire said Pop-Tart, strawberry frosted, of course.
Yes.
And I get home and I'm very excited and I present them like the rite of passage that they
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
Motherfucker spits it out.
Oh.
Says, "This is terrible. I don't want this." I scooped that shit off the floor. I was like,
Waste not, want not.
I do have to say
Seriously.
they're very mid-century treat because they're really dry.
Really dry, but
Yeah.
with
But
milk.
they're delicious
Yeah,
with milk.
milk.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And if you're like me, it's chocolate milk.
And I never liked the chocolate ones or any of those. Mine was
I know.
always
It had to be a fruit of some sort.
the blueberry. And I didn't discover the strawberry
What did you
much
say?
later on a
It
boat
was
trip.
blueberry,
Blueberry or strawberry.
Strawberry. Red or blue. That's
my-
about
"Shame
it.
Chong."
It was just a dye color difference.
My-
He's not kidding either.
What are you gonna sell us now, Perkins?
oh, my friend Patty, if she listens, I was always fucked up around her children, and we were on a boating camping trip, and I was like 30 sheets to the cunt flaps, sometimes known as the wind, and and I was just inhaling a box of Pop-Tarts. And
Raw.
just talking about how delicious they were.
Yeah.
Falling
The
out of his
blueberry
mouth.
Pop-Tarts were, and all of a sudden my friend's little 9-year-old kid is like, there's strawberry. I'm like, oh, just blueberry, strawberry. And to this day, he's like 30-some years old and has 2 kids.
He remembers that.
And he still sees me and he goes, blueberry, strawberry. Because he just sat there in front of a fire watching me just... How many of these motherfuckers can I get in my mouth? And he'll be the one that'll say to the cop, no, I met the person that thinks Pop-Tarts are crap. I don't even go down that aisle. I can't even go down that aisle in the
Oh
grocery
my
store.
God.
Because I just see the box and I'm like, oh, just park it here.
We need to clean up on aisle 4. Gentlemen consuming Pop-Tarts.
Bring the broom.
Exactly. Bring the broom.
It's a dry, crumbly snack. Not unlike her vagina. Not unlike her cunt
Conflaps.
Thank you.
Conflaps.
Thank you, Joan. Ryer, take it away.
Please.
Oh, it's a filthy, filthy show.
It is filthy.
I don't think children should listen to this. That's my
I've tried to dissuade PBS from broadcasting it.
in the early hours.
Yes,
maybe
later
just
on.
after the Roosevelts, as a counterpoint to the class of the
So
Roosevelts.
for all the good work these people did, here's what we got.
Here's what they did it for.
They got the Hoover Dam. We made cunt flaps. Pick and choose, people. Pick and choose.
Pick wisely.
Please, another story.
Oh. Well, if you go to Cameroon, as you do.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Don't drink Baileys.
I work with somebody from Cameroon.
Don't drink Baileys. Because it makes you guilty of gay sex.
What?
Bum, bum.
I mean, I used to drink buttery nipples a lot. Yeah.
Yep, there you have it.
Yeah, but you're also on the gay side.
She's wearing colored pants, people.
You and your scissor sister, you two are.
If khaki is a color, then yes.
It is a hue.
It is the lack of color. Damn it.
The color of cunt flaps. Article 347.
Yuck. Oh my God. If your cunt flaps are khaki, you should seek medical attention almost immediately.
I just wanted to throw in the word, that's all.
I would even pass the urgent care and go right for an emergency room.
Go to the ER. Look at this.
Look at this. Khaki cunt flaps.
It looks like this. It's like khaki.
It's gray and autumnal.
We got khaki cunt flaps over here.
Yeah.
Somebody come and fix her.
My cunt flaps are autumnal. They were recently diagnosed with an equinox.
They change colors in the cool breeze.
Oh, how I despair.
I don't know why, but
in the leaves.
it's like pumpkin spice.
Don't say it 3 times in front of a mirror. Did you see that? Don't say pumpkin spice 3 times in front of a mirror. A white woman in yoga pants will tell you all the things she loves about fall.
Oh my God.
And the best part was, frequent listeners will know last year how fucking sick I was of hearing about people in pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes.
And then I realized after a brief inventory that it was all boring white women that were stopping me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to stab you in the neck.
Oh my God.
Well, back to Cameroon.
Yes, let's
Start
go.
over, please.
Back to Cameroon. The
Top? Like from an hour and a half ago? No, can start.
No,
90 minutes after alcohol has been served.
This time
is
with
what it looks
feeling.
like.
Beautiful Cameroon.
In Cameroon, sexual relations, there's a penal code that says sexual relations with a person of the same sex can sentence them to prison terms as long as 5 years, in addition to fines.
Well, as long as they're together. I mean, if they're in the same cell.
That's the issue.
Thanks for making it easier.
It's called gay marriage.
Gay and lesbian stereotypes alone are enough to warrant charges. So I found this to be
So
fascinating.
Barbra Streisand concert, you're going right to jail.
Oh, big time.
Shut up.
And a very few people were actually caught in the act of actually having sex, which is how you end up in prison.
Most of them were lip
for the 5
syncing.
years. Well, right. I mean, truly. But
mocking
you
a
look
blowjob.
like Milli Vanilli.
I blame it on the rain.
Because if they were actually caught having sex, that means that someone would have to be breaking the law to
Watch them.
for their privacy, as far as going against their privacy.
Oh, it's
So
a vicious
it
circle.
is. It is. But the police will ignore the privacy law.
Oh, of course,
Oh,
those
yeah.
fucktards.
Absolutely.
Fuck tarts. Ooh, are those in strawberry?
And blueberry.
Blueberry?
Blueberry.
Strawberry.
Once an accusation of homosexuality is made, police arrest based solely on how the individual presents themselves.
Hi.
Hey! You look so cute in that outfit.
Oh my God, are you a hot cop?
Are you a Libra? Okay. Sorry.
For example, if a man is found to be cross-dressing, that could be used as proof that he is gay in court.
Have they not seen the Donahue show?
If somebody has a job that doesn't fit their gender, like a male hairdresser, that too could be used against them. A judge convicted.
There goes all the hairdressers in Cameroon.
Right. A judge convicted one of Togue's clients for feminine mannerisms and for drinking Bailey's Irish Cream, which he felt only a woman would drink.
What? Now, I would arrest someone just on principle for drinking Bailey's Irish Cream.
Well, I enjoy it personally.
But I do too. But
Well,
in
you're
coffee,
a lady.
At Christmas
you know what I mean?
time. That's a Christmas
My
drink.
my mother loves it.
No, it's delicious.
There's a chromosome that you
put
need.
some
or
butterscotch
like,
schnapps in there. Yeah, I'll drink it all day.
Maybe.
Is it what makes you? Is it double Y, XY? What's you know what I mean? Like there's
Elemental P, QRS,
yeah.
Q.
It's the Q chromosome. Yeah.
Two
Oh,
X's.
it's the Q one.
The interesting thing about
Dos
this, I thought,
X's,
was
chromosomes.
many individuals have been charged after neighbors, family members, or even scorned ex-lovers report them to the police.
Oh, wow.
So just because you're getting thrown under the bus. They, at least in one case, the ex-lover was arrested though too, so that kind of backfired.
If I had a choice between drinking Bailey's and getting thrown under a bus, I'm gonna look at that bus.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Ooh, can I buy it?
Big is the bus.
Sold for slightly less with blood on the tires.
Service 4.
There was
With a Bud Light, freshly squeezed.
There was one guy who sent a picture. He texted a picture of himself holding a sign that read, "I'm very much in love with you," to another man. The recipient reported the image as sexual harassment. The police were waiting for the gentleman who sent the text message. They were waiting for him in his home, and he was sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Wow.
The law reads that if you're having sex with sexual relations with a person of the same sex, that's when you're going to go to prison. And the Togue, the attorney, says if Roger was sentenced as a homosexual, with whom did he have sex? Because he just sent the text message. But it didn't matter. That's the kind of craziness. The Catholic Church is one of the strongest forces reinforcing anti-gay stigma in Cameroon. All to our shock face.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know.
I mean, for
With
real.
one hand up a choir boy's ass.
Right. And
Jesus Christ.
It was one time.
one of the pieces that really got me was about HIV outreach. As far as that goes, they can't go to the hospital for treatment or even for a test because they're afraid because of the ramifications. No pun intended with RAM. Sorry
She
about
does
the
love
pun.
a pun. I
do.
know.
Old news.
I just do,
Old
but that
news.
just makes me laugh. Anywho, he knows of at least one case where an individual admitted to a nurse that he'd had same-sex relations, and she called the police. There are a half dozen organizations that do HIV outreach, but they're largely LGBT support organizations that are in disguise, like they have to be.
How big is Cameroon?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
I'm gonna.
It's
Google
on the
that.
west coast of Africa. Yeah. Bigger than a bread box.
On a map. Anyway,
Can I drive there?
Togue hopes that local organizations in Cameroon will help people learn that, quote, a homosexual is our friend, is our brother, is our sister, is part of our family, is not a stranger, not someone coming from outside.
Fish are friends, not food.
That's right.
Oh, God.
But I couldn't
actually,
believe that.
Cameroon is pretty big. I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty small based on the continent, but it's between Nigeria and the Congo and Chad. Like it's kind of three-sided. Huh.
But how fascinating that somebody you get mad at within the gay community. Gay people just not that straight people don't, but it's such a seemingly much smaller community.
Thank God it's on the coast. I'm pretty sure it's a west coast of Africa.
But it's but it doesn't have a lot of coast. It's got a very little coast.
But the idea that you can look up and be like, well, I'm mad at her right now.
And they
hello, police.
They have delightful French accents. A friend, like I said, a friend of mine is from there, and when I met her, the first thing she said was, "Oh my God, you gotta meet the gays," and introduced me to every gay guy she worked with, immediately. She's charming and beautiful French accent.
There's that.
Well, and obviously the people of Cameroon probably are not the ones that are enjoying the reinforcement of this god awful.
No, she's a
policing.
Delight.
Yeah.
Tomo posted minutes ago. I miss Pop-Tarts. Were they banned in New Zealand? What happened? Do you not?
That dry, crusty food may not translate well.
I don't know.
But it will travel well because I
Well,
don't think
you should take him some Pop-Tarts.
they're packed in
they're very
foil.
good.
I think they stay good for the rest of their,
Probably do. Oh, that's we should. If
after the apocalypse,
Tomo-
they share
Part
cockroaches and all the Pop-Tarts.
Tomo, if you need it, you private message me an address, and we will mail you Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that's fun.
That'd be fun to do.
got
To email him
Pop-Tarts,
Pop-Tarts, and then we'll all have Pop-Tarts at the same time.
I'm not allowed down the Pop-Tart aisle.
Well, I
so-
can go for you. I know. I'm looking for
I'll be there in spirit.
I'm looking for strawberry or blueberry.
Blueberry. Strawberry and blueberry.
and I don't like them, so I'll go get them for you.
But I want toaster
it'll be
strudel.
fine.
I'll do a Pop-Tart, but I like toaster strudel. I really do like those.
Yeah.
And I don't want that little blonde kid to pop up and go, oh, fuck you.
So many window lickers and cunt flaps in all these stories.
Yes. All right, our final story in headlines. A Florida man has been arrested after he choked his wife for consuming too much leftover fried chicken. WKMG TV reported that Desmond Brownlee, 45 years old of Deltona, a city north of Orlando, became angry after he found out that his wife, Shay Alamo, had eaten all the leftovers. He then began to cook more chicken and became more agitated after she criticized his culinary techniques. The argument then escalated to the point where Brownlee pushed his wife onto the bed, struck her multiple times in the face, and choked her, according to a police report posted on the Smoking Gun website. Now,
Next week he plays for the Carolina Panthers.
He's a starting running back.
Alamo also said the couple were in a dispute about the care of the woman's mother, according to News Channel 13. After Alamo called 911, Brownlee took the phone from her and said that he would not allow her to call the police. The wife said, and also the report said. But the altercation was overheard on the phone when officers arrived at the home. The station reported that Brownlee was heard saying, "Shh, do you want us both to go to jail?" Well, Brownlee told officers that he and his wife, that his wife went wild and started to slap him. According to the report, deputies said both had been consuming alcohol and found Brownlee to be the primary aggressor in the situation. The couple have been married for 4 years and have a daughter who was sleeping in the next room as the incident was occurring.
So she got no chicken.
Brownlee was charged Monday.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Brownlee was charged Monday with felony battery and tampering with a witness and taken to the Volusia County Jail. He was later released, officials said. No word on the chicken.
I like that. She was complaining
flap
about
chicken.
his culinary skills while eating all the chicken he made.
Or somebody made it. I don't know who made it.
Well, maybe the next bite will be better.
But eating it faster than he could make it.
Right.
It's not even leftover yet.
Chomp. This chicken's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Can I have another piece?
It's not a leftover till one of us stops eating it.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, I see, gotcha on a technicality.
All right.
Bring that up in court.
You gotta stop eating that, you fat cow.
We're at the halfway point on a Tuesday night show. It is 8:30 with us, and it's time for Entertainment and Al Perkins.
Barbara Streisand has a new album. Bette Midler announces a new album. Al can't find the page where he writes all this shit down.
Nothing new here.
Yeah, no shit.
I have a review of 3 new TV shows and then funny stuff from their fanboy pages.
Oh.
Which I don't think they're fanboys anymore. Colin Powell was on Bill Maher in an excellent interview. The View's back. Don Pardo's replacement's been announced.
Oh, I don't know about this.
True Detective's new season has been announced.
All that coming up now from Al. Take it away, Al. I'm going to
All
go make a
kinds
drink.
of stuff. And I'll come back because that's one you're interested in. So I'll come back with that one.
Most everything you've got, honestly.
So Bill Maher did his show 2 Fridays ago from Washington, D.C., and he did a stand-up concert afterward. It was live. It was live for the panel, and then he just ran across town in a very funny little thing, and then did a stand-up concert live right afterwards, where they actually showed the car driving, and he had to make it onto stage and do his thing out of breath. Kind of fun. But he did one of the best interviews I've ever seen, because I think when you're allowed to, not that you're allowed to swear, but you're like, there's no like constraints, or like you can say whatever you want to, and you can ask a question in a very like honest manner. You don't have to like tackle it.
Pop-Tart code it?
Yeah, he sat down with Colin Powell, and it was one of the best interviews I've ever seen. And not that I didn't always, aside from his huge misdirection in front of the UN once, didn't.
I like Colin Powell.
Really liked him, and it was interesting to hear his thoughts on like race relations and everything going on in the country, and what his thoughts are on politics. And then finally, Bill Maher asked him about drug laws, because Bill Maher's a big pot smoker. Mm-hmm. So asked him about it, and Colin Powell was like, "Well, I'm not sure about how to say we go against a drug war, because I don't want to say I'm like for this drug or against that drug." He's like, "But my biggest the thing I always talk about, the Rockefeller laws of giving people mandatory 25-year sentences for like small amounts of pot possessions that were from the 70s, that these laws are still on the books.
Right.
And they've been tamed down in New York State, but they are still there. If you want to give somebody 25 years of prison, which is like 3 times more than you get for murder, because that's usually an 8-year after probation. So it's a really interesting interview. I'm sure it's online because Bill Maher makes everything stealable. But the interview from this last Friday with Colin Powell was very, very interesting.
So we haven't watched Real Time with Bill Maher, so that's where I'm going to find it?
Yes.
Okay,
it's
so
been
it's
back
just
for
on
2
his
weeks.
show.
It's
Okay.
on his. He is the opening interview, and it goes a little long, so he has a good panel for the middle section with the panel. But unfortunately, the Colin Powell interview, they don't edit much. He keeps it in, so it goes a little bit longer than his opening interview normally does. It's so good.
Cool.
The View last week, and their new format's kind of iffy, where they're like bringing people on and taking people off, and they're interviewing people. And
I feel like they haven't
spurts.
gelled. I binge watched The View
time.
in preparation today, so
Yeah.
They need time. They really do have to get that flow going. And I really like Nicole Wallace.
I do
Yes.
too.
A
I
smart
love the blonde
Republican
girl.
woman. I really want to find out what's going on.
I do not care for Rosie Perez. I'm already like, I'm going to cut her.
I'm not completely offended by Rosie Perez
But you
or
will be.
annoyed. No,
you
but
will
I'm
be.
saying, and that could happen. Rosie O'Donnell looks like she's chewing on her tongue the entire time because, like, you can tell. You said that right away, that, you know,
She
the
wants it to be her
co-moderator-
show, yeah.
Totally. And they all look completely uncomfortable in that ridiculous little table.
And they
chairs.
addressed
You're
it.
right.
They addressed
They
the
talked
table
about that
this
today.
week, and
Did
that
they?
they want
Okay.
the
Or yesterday, I guess.
Yeah,
Good,
they were
okay, I
like,
haven't
oh,
seen it
this
yet.
table's not really working for us.
No.
But the
So
interview,
they all look totally uncomfortable and,
Yeah.
you know, like...
I think we're gonna see a
They have
tall
nothing to
man.
hide behind. I mean, there's no.
You're right,
I mean,
you're right.
how much more comfortable is it for the larger ladies who might want to?
Oh, you're right.
They're sit behind this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy being at this.
No,
meeting.
and I don't know. It leads to a different kind of like vibe. I think I never
agree.
knew the table mattered until I watched somebody sit around an uncomfortable table and be like, "That's why you all suck at this."
That's right.
But the
There's that.
Rosie O'Donnell's interview with Barbara Streisand was very
Yeah.
nice and just as suck uppy
was.
as she always was. But
totally.
Barbara proved she has a sense of humor again because she lost it for about 25 years. But Whoopi's interview with Billy
Oh, yeah.
Crystal was
Oh my god.
so well done, and it was just I thought it was really well done, and that was one that I thought that should have been a one-on-one.
Yeah.
But I really want to hear more from Nicole Wallace.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in her because she's not just spewing Fox News bullshit.
And
She
where
seems
did
to have her own
where
opinion.
did she come from?
She gave us Sarah Palin, unfortunately. She was
She
Bush's,
was given Sarah Palin.
Yeah, she was Bush's not press secretary. She was the communications director for W. Bush, and then she was part of the campaign for Palin
McCain.
All right.
and she was supposed to get. She was the person in charge of getting Palin ready for her interview. And the movie Game Change, she was played by Sarah Paulson.
Now I remember you talking about it last week. All right, I'm back on board.
So now I have to, because I can't remember. I didn't think I would ever forget this guy's name. But go ahead.
The one that I didn't see, and I think it was last Tuesdays. It had to Tuesday or Wednesday, where they, I guess Rosie and Nicole Wallace went back and forth, kind of about Bush. Was that correct?
A little bit,
because
but
did they blow that up a little bit more?
They
in
did.
the media?
They're blowing everything up a little bit more than it has been, because it's been very like polite conversation.
Sure.
And-
Almost too polite. It feels very like.
But
That's why I
interesting
mean
points of
Rosie's
view.
chewing on her tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they're both being very, very thoughtful, and Wallace is being like, okay, and they keep throwing it to her when it comes time for like a true political thing. They're not going to the two comedians; they're going to like the person who knows politics.
Sure.
And she said, she's like, I'm going to say something nice about Obama here.
Oh,
and then she
said that. Okay.
and she says it, and then she's critical, but she's not just towing a line critical. Her criticism seems a little bit more thoughtful.
Educated.
Sure.
Educated, thoughtful,
Yep.
and I'm like, well, this is a good example of like you can be an intelligent woman and be a Republican. Like it can be, you cannot be a gay man and be Republican. That's not possible.
They're out there. I don't know how they,
They
do
are.
it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, they're out there, but they're not really intelligent.
Oh no, I didn't.
And there we lost that listener. But goodbye.
I'm gonna put him on the list.
Thanks,
No,
Pat.
seriously, gay
Don't let the
Republican.
log cabin door hit you in the
Yeah,
ass.
gay Republican. I got no use for you. If you're voting for people that all
On
they
the
do.
other hand, forgive me, because
Yeah.
I would sit down and listen to them.
No, I've listened
I
to
know
them.
you would. No, I know, and I
They're
actually
just-
have
they're
never.
full of horseshit.
Yeah, I've not.
Cow pies. They just they fling them at each other. They're the people that accept abuse. They're like, please beat me.
Sure.
I want to vote
I
for you
deserve
because I want to pretend I'm rich. I want to and all they are is pretending they have money and they're worried about tax problems
millionaire.
while they're voting for people who spend
$30,000
all their
heirs.
time passing anti-gay legislation.
I
Like
go
it's
with that.
complete and total bullshit. Sorry, Max. I'll even name him. It's bullshit.
It's okay.
Bullshit.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, so let me just Google Don Pardo's replacement because I can't remember his
Can
name.
I just take a side note? I'm so glad that you bring butter to the studio, Kat. Nobody's ever brought butter, and you did.
How do you bring baked goods with no butter?
I don't know. Well, nobody ever brought baked goods.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, go back a step before, but he's got butter in his fridge. Is the other thing he's not saying.
Yeah,
So
but nobody
Daryl
brought it to the
Hammond,
studio.
Daryl Hammond, former cast member, used to do the best Ted Koppel Nightline.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is going to be the new Don Pardo.
Wow.
So that's they
That's
hired.
a nice passing down.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fun, and he's got a great voice for it. Although he's not the one being hired for all these commercials, which kind of makes me laugh, because all these everybody else from the show is getting commercials. Like one is they're all the voice for like different things, but
When is their
interesting.
season opener?
the season opener is in 2 weeks, I think.
Okay.
I don't think it's this Saturday; it's the one after, and it's Chris Pratt is the opening
Great.
opening week, and week 2 is good too. But I think we talked about it last week, and I can't remember who it is. HBO. Last Week Tonight is just seriously. I cannot stress enough.
I was
how on top of Last Week Tonight you need
Sunday
to be.
night while I was in Moreno Valley, California, waiting to go the next morning. I channel surfing and I caught it, and I think I inadvertently watched it once and didn't know what it was, but thought it was funny, and now I realize what it was. That British guy that just sits there and rants, it was hysterical. He had Kathy Griffin on,
Yeah.
and they were doing that whole thing about Miss America. Oh, I was dying laughing. It almost made me want to get HBO.
Yeah.
Does Kathy Griffin come out at the end? Because I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
3 minutes away from the end of,
Oh, yeah.
of this.
Well, then I hate
phase.
spoiler alert. She comes out with a hot guy
it's fine.
and tries to illustrate the stupidity of
pageants.
of all the pageants.
Yeah,
And
I,
how
I was just at the very beginning of the pageant sketch when,
Yeah.
when I had to go.
Oh, but as he's bashing them, saying they are the largest scholarship for women, and then he has to acknowledge that they are the largest scholarship for
Right.
women.
Not as big as they said they are.
But still,
But
it's
still
horrifying
the
that they are.
biggest, yeah.
I
That
just
was
get
very
every
funny.
single week. I'm amused and delighted, and I feel a little bit smarter from watching him. Like it's a rant. Like there is no way around that. That is.
When he said that they were giving away $45 million worth of scholarships because they're giving away $45 million $1 scholarships.
But you can only take one.
Except
Only
one.
Only one.
So funny. And then on HBO, the show that they never should have canceled, The Comeback, is coming back. I thought it was October, but I guess it's November. It's Lisa Kudrow.
Oh, right.
In just something that was too ahead of its time. And so for the 5 of us that watched that show, that were like, why would you cancel it? It's The Office before The Office was on uncomfortable TV. It's before you knew what a reality show and how it's when we still believed that reality shows were borderline real because there's only 2 on.
Right.
The real world.
And you had not seen someone just go on a reality show to make as big an asshole as they could out of themselves. And in this one, she's not doing it on purpose. The camera's just catching her in all her awfulness. But it's coming back. It's Lisa Kudrow, and it was genius 10 years ago. And finally, HBO realized, like, there's all these people that all they talk about is the comeback. Like, this show just lives on. So they called Lisa Kudrow, and they gave her 8 episodes. And because her and Dan Budikinski and Michael Patrick King from Sex and the City are so on the money with what they do, that they wrote the 8 episodes. They just got the deal in the summer. I think they announced it in June or July. It goes on in November. They filmed 8 episodes. They got the whole cast back and just banged it out. So she now is going to have Web Therapy on Showtime and The Comeback on HBO at the same time. And they're like, are they competing? She's like, no, they're and she's so funny. She's like, no, they're 2 different people. Like, no, she never even thinks of the fact that it's 2 Lisa Kudrow. To her, it's like, no, they're 2 different women. Why would you ever confuse them?
Right.
So funny, but if you get a chance. Under the Dome, I have to actually finish watching the season finale from yesterday, will now go down as the worst television show that I have ever watched.
Under the Dome?
Under the Dome. I
glad I
have
didn't
never
watch it.
suffered through such inane, cunt-flappy programming in my life. And now I just watch to see how far up the cunt flamp we could get. Because it's a degree of awful writing / acting / what are you doing to Stephen King? And I really worry that people watch this, that young people are watching this and are thinking, I would never read a Stephen King book. Like, this is trash. But they completely abandoned Stephen King. They left him, like, and he wrote the season opener and kind of set them up as, like, I'll write the season opener because
Here's where to go.
I need you, like, I get that you have a different idea because the original ending of Under the Dome is kind of interesting. It's weird. But they were changing it so much that he's like, all right, then I'll interject for the opening of season 1 and give you this direction. Oh, my God. They just peed on it, shit on it, threw a Pop-Tart under a bus. It's ugly. And again, this is another show that we don't know if it's been renewed or not. But please, God, do not renew the show. But the ratings are borderline okay, which just shocks me.
And tell me what that's on?
CBS.
CBS. Okay.
And the season finale was last night. Last summer, it was the summer show that was pretty good, that they just didn't know what to do. It was supposed to be a mini-series, but they got such huge ratings that they were like, oh, fuck. Like, we need to extend this, because they were competing with The Walking Dead and all these cable shows that run for 13 episodes, not in a set season. So CBS had an experiment with a known title, and it just took off. A huge success last summer, the summer of 2013. It's like, well, we got to renew it. Like, we can't let this die. People are watching TV in the summer in unheard of numbers.
Okay.
And so then it came back this year, and they were like, the big thing was like Stephen King's rating the episode. He's trying to show us like where, since we fucked up his book, where he would take it, and he helped them. And then I think he even said like, oh, you people are crazy. There is something wrong with each and every one of you. Go ahead.
In watching a trailer last night, there was the show Homeland.
Oh, yeah. White people love Homeland.
All of a
Saturday
sudden,
Night Live joke.
All of a sudden, it just came on, and both Mom and I are just captivated. And I thought, okay, now do I want to get Showtime? Now do I have to get Showtime?
Season 3 is when you're going to start listening
No,
to me?
because but I had never seen anything. I had heard from you saying that, but I'm like, I'm not getting Showtime
CBS
as well.
CBS and Showtime are both Viacom, so they cross promote. So if you're watching CBS, you're going to see, and Homeland is the biggest show that Showtime's really ever. Well, Dexter's the biggest show they've ever had, but Homeland is their critically acclaimed.
Sure. Well, I had heard of it, obviously, from you and different things, but I had
all
never
white
seen
people.
like the whole trail. Like I had never. All of a sudden, it was just this boom, boom. We were like, holy shit!
Because they resolved one story, and they completely resolved season 1 story, and they resolved it as much as you can resolve something. Because it's not like Hannibal, where they killed off the whole cast, but hey, we got renewed.
We're back.
Gotta get some people back. No, the actor.
Kill new people.
They had wanted one character to finish season 1, but then it was making too much money and it was too popular, so they left on a cliffhanger. Like, we're gonna bring him back, but then the showrunners were like, enough. Like, we need to move on. Everyone was worried. Well, speaking about like hitting it lucky, she goes to the Middle East to do a counterterrorism thing. She's there in disguise. She has her team. She's got her mental illness to deal with, but now she's like embedded, and she's a station chief in the Middle East, and they can bring in real-time stuff that's been happening all summer, which they do.
Okay.
Season 1 was the interesting thing where she was a terrorist specialist that worked in Iraq and knew that somewhere there was a prisoner of war that was being turned, and he was going to be released. And that was the opening thing, was that somebody comes, it's the only American prisoner of war from Iraq that gets released, and she thinks he's a trained terrorist, but he's a hero. So then, you get the guy that came back a couple of months ago.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just so on the money, and they keep it so
relevant.
And then that show just turns on a dime. Because she's fucking crazy. She has...
Claire Danes' character is crazy.
Yeah, she has... but she's bipolar, and she goes off her meds to, like, help solve crimes, and then she goes on her meds. Oh God, it's got everything but a cunt flap.
Is that something
she may
that
have one or two of those?
Is Showtime something that, like, with Apple TV or
yes,
through
and
Hulu and all that kind of stuff?
And because it's so popular, it's on everything. I mean, it's worth it. Just go to...
Well, no, because I have Apple TV.
Well, but I think you have to subscribe to Showtime to get all that, though.
Right, and if you're a little bit behind, like, you can do what the rest of the world did with Dexter, because nobody has Showtime. You go to Netflix, or just walk your ass over to Zia Records and get a used copy of season 1 or 2 of Homeland.
Oh, okay.
Park your ass down and own that, because you'll watch it again and again.
Okay.
Season 2, a little iffy. There's a daughter in there that should be shot at some point, but terrorists never get her.
Oh, there you have it.
Sadly, the terrorists fail.
Yeah.
But season 1 is just crack cocaine.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
When last year when Viacom was fighting with Time Warner and they blacked out CBS and
I remember you talking about that.
They blacked out CBS and Showtime. They blocked out the finale of Under the Dome last year, which was turning into a big hit, and then they blacked out the last season of Dexter and the return of Showtime. So that's when Saturday Night Live was like, white people are losing their fucking minds.
Work that out.
That's where that came from. So, let's see what else I got. So, Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn are signed on as the new detectives in True Detective on HBO. The Twitterverse is, of course, hates it because, everyone hates everything. You have to hate everything first and then begrudgingly like it later.
I do not like it at all.
The Colin Farrell thing, because he's got some movies. He's got his shit level, and then he's got, In Bruges. He's got a couple of those little under-the-radar movies that no one's ever seen that are really, really good, where he just gets to be, the actor that he is. But most of the time you see him in, Phone Booth. You see him in the crap-ass movies to make money off the fact that he's cute and made a sex tape. But there is an actor there, and Vince Vaughn I come and go with. You know what I mean? I just watched Dodgeball for the 400th time last week, and I gotta tell you, he makes me laugh. So I'm just worried, Vince Vaughn to me is so much better at comedy that I'm wondering what the tone of True Detective will be. But my other hope is maybe I'll understand it, because I still don't know what the fuck happened
in that first one.
Because they're replaying it now,
right?
And they're replaying it before something that I tape. It must be on right before Last Week Tonight. So I always see the scenes from next week of True Detective, and I'm like, I watched that show, and I don't understand what's coming up next week. I saw the episode that just ended, and I saw the episode they're previewing, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I have no idea. I'm like, maybe I don't have enough pot. Maybe you just have to get as stoned as the McConaughey, Woody Harrelson character to understand what the fuck. And I loved it. I was riveted every week, but it was mostly because I was like, what? I don't know.
I think that the piece that I couldn't, the part about his daughter, there was a lot of that I was like, how does that fit in and whatever.
And we changed time frames. Are we in 96? Are we in 2006? Are we in 2012? Who am I?
Right.
Who am I? Just my couch.
Is there coleslaw?
Is there coleslaw?
All right.
And I was going to say Gone Girl, Gone Girl, Gone Girl. Every Friday that's not the opening of Gone Girl, I get more disappointed. I cannot wait another minute for this movie. I need it streamlined. I need someone to get me a stolen Academy Awards copy. I just need to see it.
Aaron was reading, looking through her magazine, a Martha Stewart magazine, I think it was. And it gave away. It gave the movie away.
Well, because there was already a book, so
no, I know, but people, if they haven't read it, I mean, if you haven't paid attention or done whatever, and she has the book at home, she just hasn't read it, so she's like, okay, well.
Oh no, there is no ending.
Oh, okay.
Let me help you out with you.
Oh, good, okay, because I don't have any idea. I've not paid.
No, is
short
there any
of hearing you, I don't believe so.
The point of the book is there is no ending.
Okay.
There's no ending to give away.
Is that what that is about?
She's still
gone?
No,
and I can't believe Erin hasn't read this. We had a whole conversation.
She has the book, but just hadn't gotten to it.
Right. I have a Bible. Doesn't mean I read it. But it's it's that interesting style of reading from a first-person perspective. We had a long conversation about this.
Was she drinking?
Yes, she was here.
Yeah.
So
she was here.
Part one is written from the husband's point of view of the Gone Girl. No. Yes. Oh, I don't know. It's all from a first person, though. So part one is the diary of the. No, part one is the husband's
Anne Frank
point of view.
is in this?
Yeah. Part two is the first person singular, first person account from the woman's point of view, and then there is no omniscient. There is nothing to tell you what happened.
Okay.
All you do is you get the first person account of what the husband thinks happened, and then you get the second part, which is what the wife thinks happened, but you never know.
What actually
you need
happened.
the detective to write a book, and that's when we had a whole conversation on the book, and she was like, oh my god, I'm trying to teach my students about writing from the first person perspective.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that part.
If you're writing from the first person, you can only know what you know.
Right.
So if your character's not omniscient, if you're only writing from the first person, then you can't cheat, and that's the frustration of Gone Girl. You can never know what happened because all you can know is what he knows and what she knows.
Okay.
So there's no ending to be given away.
Okay.
Because all you know is what those two people know.
Got it. Well,
So you
I
need
will pass that along.
the detective writes Gone Girl 2, the sequel, because
Right.
if someone doesn't come in and tell you what happened, there's no way to know.
Okay.
And that's the thing, is you get a relationship from two. It's he said, then she said, and then no one else says.
No one else talks.
So when the book ends, you're like, motherfucker. Oh my god!
I'm excited. That's another one that I keep seeing the trailer and going.
Oh my god! It's
a
a great book from that perspective, because very, very, very few books are ever written, especially in that kind of a mystery novel, where the person writing the story isn't the detective solving it. Like you have the victim of the crime, the alleged perpetrator of the crime, and then no one tells you. So it's fucked up, and it's genius writing. Genius writing. And her other two books are good too. So now we'll go on. No, because it turns out I think that was her third book. But she has Sharp Objects and something about dark places, and both good and all interesting writing. Like they're interesting writing.
Okay.
You're coming at something from not the usual point of view or not the usual way of looking at it.
Similar to Gone Girl, or completely different?
Completely different.
Okay.
But always something. And when you're reading, you're like, oh, this is a different way to write a book.
Okay.
Like that's what you keep thinking. Like, oh, that's unusual. But when Gone Girl ends, that book went right across the. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Call the detective.
Yeah. I need to speak to somebody.
Because do you know this girl is gone? Does anybody know this girl is gone?
Missing persons.
Missing persons.
I love them in the 80s.
Okay, so
right.
Barbra Streisand put a new album, Partners. Here she is in black and white.
Oh.
Now, Barbra Streisand's last album, as frequent listeners will remember, I sold back to Zia Records for $2 and thought, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just weeks ago,
That's
actually.
slightly more than I should have paid.
Yeah. Yep.
But now she put out Partners, and it's duets with all sorts of fellows. It's Tim McGraw. No, it's not Tim McGraw.
No.
I was like,
It's
huh?
It's
Probably read the back of that CD or the inside cover and probably
there
tell
it
you the
is. Is it
entire
inside?
listing. Well, yeah, open it up. There you go. Oh.
There
Lionel
you go.
Richie, John Legend.
Lionel Richie, remember when he didn't suck?
Michael Bublé. I'm excited.
Andrea
about that.
Bocelli, remember when he didn't suck? Jason Gould, her son, which I think, strangely enough, is the highlight of the album.
Okay.
It's a beautiful song, How Deep is the Ocean, and appropriate for a mother and son to sing. Didn't think you'd find a lot of songs like that.
Okay.
Beautifully sung. What Kind of Fool with John Legend. I never thought that song needed reinterpreting, but it's very nice. Somewhere with Josh Groban. Some
Where are you
people
at with
can't hit the
that?
same notes that they
Yeah.
could have about 30 years ago, but Love Me Tender with Elvis Presley is really nice.
Oh.
And for those of you that don't know, this is not Elvis in the studio. It was actually done technically.
I
they used
thought it
old
was
tracks.
Elvis in the
No,
studio.
oddly, no.
Couldn't be the 27
Weird.
years being dead, could it?
Could you never know?
I didn't think about
27 years, 1 month.
I
and
haven't
6
heard that.
days? How's my math?
I am curious to hear it only because they did several years back. Lisa Marie did the "Don't Cry Daddy" duet with him.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah.
No, this is tasteful.
Okay.
She gets all her tasteful points back for that crap she put out last.
All right, well.
It had to be you with Michael Bublé.
I
Would
love
that would be
Michael
your
Bublé.
first runner up for
Okay.
How Deep is the Ocean? People with Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Come Raider, Come Shine with John Mayer does not need John Mayer. He's good on it, but she should be singing that by herself. Evergreen with Babyface. New York State of Mind with Billy Joel. A lot of fun, but she has turned into a Yenta. This woman has gone full-on Jewish grandmother and just cannot stop herself. Hey, Billy, you want to get a bagel after? It turns into an SNL
some
sketch.
capers.
Oh my God, is that a
come
pizza?
on.
It goes full-on Yenta. And
Okay.
if I was in the thing, I'd be like, we know you're Jewish, lady. Lay off.
Calm down.
The song that I had no idea what to do with, well, two of them. First off, Lionel Richie. Remember when he didn't suck? No one does.
Hello.
Hello.
Dancing on the ceiling.
Is it me? No.
No, somebody else?
Because
Got
I'm not
it.
a blind
Got
woman. This is not a pottery class. Two things wrong, cunt flaps. The Blake Shelton song is just unnecessary.
Is it bad?
No, it's just not
Unnecessary.
necessary.
Okay.
But like Lionel Richie, once he started dancing on the ceiling, you can let him go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
keep
once he turned, truly.
Yeah.
I always talk about good 80s and bad 80s. Oh, Lionel Richie needs to be shut up in a box. Go back to the Commodores. That solo career was just a travesty.
Oh.
But interesting
I
things about
enjoyed
Barbra
Lionel.
Streisand.
I
Hello.
too.
I enjoyed
No,
it.
I love the Commodores, and he had
sure.
me right until Dancing on the Ceiling. But then he has worse songs too. There's one atrocious one that I have such a mental block on I can't even think of it.
What about "Endless Love"?
Oh no, see that's okay. We're good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, come on,
Okay,
come on, come
so
on,
there's
come on.
one.
Right, no, but you get one. Truly's even good. It's once if there's something past Truly that's so horrible. Like my mind can't even like. Mama, what the fuck?
I agree. Kat's gonna Google it because we want to know what it is.
Oh,
I have to know now.
Because one of the best jokes ever is, remember when Lionel Richie didn't suck? No. Because I was dating a younger person who didn't know the Commodores were Lionel Richie.
Right.
So he was like, no, that's always terrible music.
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Forever.
What song is that?
That one.
Come on and
Is
sing
it-
along. We're going to
Party all night long.
Karama.
That is
all night long.
all night long.
Tonight.
That
tonight,
is Mom
tonight.
jeans acid washed with a spiral perm
I knew
while
I had to
watching
come
the
up with
Cosby
Karamu. That's why I
Show with
just said
shoulder
it.
pads. Everything bad
Cosby
in
Show,
the
not
80s.
bad.
Everything bad in the 80s just crammed into one fucking song that makes me just hate all humanity.
All night long.
I will kill you later. All night. Parenthetically, all night. Look it up. It's called All Night
No,
Long.
it is. All night long.
Parenthetically,
Parenthetically.
All
night.
night.
No.
We get it, Lionel. The song's called All Night.
Right.
But then, just when you hate him, he does the song where Sheila E. is in the video, running with the night. Phenomenal.
Running with the night.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
song. Great beat. Great song, great video.
Sure.
But then we're dancing on the ceiling, or we got to party all night, parenthetically, because you didn't hear the word the first fucking time.
Now you
One of us is a window licker,
No.
Lionel, and
No,
it ain't
really.
me.
You told me.
All
I-
night.
I think you told me the other day that if you use a song in a show and you're doing a critique of it, it's okay because you're clearly critiquing.
Oh, I am critiquing.
Yeah.
Not a good song, you say.
Well, my friend, the time is.
Okay, well, I just want to know if you're critiquing a song.
He's gonna throw that glass out.
I'm
There
just
is
saying.
not enough wine in this room to get me through
Throw away
that shit.
the
But then he did
work to be
Lady,
done.
You Bring Me Up. Like he is such a great songwriter. Except for when he went solo, there was the 5 other guys weren't being there, being like, Lionel, that sucks. Because I always think, how in the God's green earth did you get from Jungle Boogie all night parenthetically? Like, how did we go so far down the food chain that I want to vomit on you while I'm kicking you?
Yeah. Right.
Incidentally, it looks like Dancing on the Ceiling came 3 years after, parenthetically, All Night.
By Dancing with the Ceiling, I was so out of the loop.
It was also the number one song in 1983. Just saying.
Of the whole year?
Of the whole year.
Oh, come on. With
just
all the good
saying.
music in 1983, that was the number one
That's-
song.
Uh-huh.
That's
From the Can't
83.
Slow Down album, which was one of my favorite albums.
You have to admit, it's a little catchy.
Yeah. The Caribbean sound.
Caramba, balamba, ba-da-bamba.
Yeah.
Stuck in my head for the next 3 days.
Yeah, stuck in your head does not equal good song, because that's The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
2 words. Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah. Oh.
You'll be thanking me next Tuesday.
Yeah, no kidding. Mm-hmm. It's a good
Like a
call.
Oh,
rhinestone
Jesus.
Cowboy.
I actually like the Rhinestone
Yeah.
Cowboy
And,
song.
I know you do.
and
sure.
Southern Nights. Quite
Oh,
frankly.
Southern Nights.
Southern
Fuck
Nights.
Rhinestone
Yeah,
Cowboy.
come on.
Put him back with the cunt flaps.
right.
I want Southern Nights.
I loved that.
And I love A Rainy Night.
Oh, I do too. Eddie Rabbit.
That's a good song. See, there are
That
good
is a
songs
really good
out
song.
there.
I love that too.
I've heard it on karaoke 7 million times, and I still like it.
Stuck on you.
Good to know.
Oh,
We are.
somebody!
I knew he was gonna.
Somebody get some butter
Got this
spray.
feeling down deep in
We're
my
coming
soul.
back in just a minute with the rest of Al's entertainment section, and then immediately following that, well, guess what? It's going to be Kat Carlson and her sports and other stuff.
Mine is just Barbara Streisand trivia into a Bette Midler announcement that you already spoiled. So
That's
it'll be
okay. Well,
short.
we'll do it. Fuck it. Who cares? We can do this because we are Q Talk America. Woo! Stick around.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening once again, 9 o'clock on the old atomic clock on the wall. This is the show on Q Talk America. I'm Clayton McKee. Thanks for being with us, as you do
You're welcome.
most often every Tuesday night from 7 to 10. We'd like to thank everybody that's listening. And wherever you are, I hope that you don't have what Al was just talking about. We got a
Well, I love
rainy night I love a rainy night. Little Eddie Rabbit. That's something we were just talking about. We have no idea why we should play this song, but it's a catchy little fun
Well,
song.
I'll critique it. That is a well-written pop song.
That really is. I love
Just
it.
Beautifully written, catchy lyrics.
Windshield wipers slapping out of tempo. That's the difference. Is it the right song?
A hook
Yeah.
I
Seven
can live with.
Oh, there you go. Very good.
We didn't scrape the bottom of any barrel.
I love that. It's a good song.
The other one, one of the greatest debut albums in mortal history is Phil Collins' Face Value. I Missed Again, Something in the Air Tonight, Thunder and Lightning, covers of Lennon and McCartney, beautiful songs, and then Susu Studio happened.
Oh.
Which leads us...
Here's the other... that's where... Because I think... I like that album. No Jacket
Required.
Required.
Because you're the couple years younger than me, where you didn't know that he was really good. So when
and I had Face Value.
He was selling out so hard and
Genesis,
when he started, right. Remember, he was good. But now when you say to someone like 28 years old, you're like, remember when Phil Collins didn't suck, and they're like, no. That's not technical.
Seriously,
did you post
Collins?
that recently? Because I've seen that recently.
Yeah, who's Phil Collins?
Face Value, honest to God, is still one of my most played albums, and I listen to like 3 or 4 songs from that at least monthly. Thunder and Lightning.
So am I gonna get? Is this one of the crappy songs too, or is this one of the good ones?
Oh, this is a highlight.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I remember as a little kid.
That is the zenith of the career that just went to Stupido.
Okay, because I remember when Studio, but I remember going to the theater and seeing this movie solely based on the song.
Oh no,
who was
another
Rachel
one.
Ward
Rachel Ward and Jeff
Bridges.
Yeah,
and James Woods is the
that's right.
evil man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's great songwriting, great song, beautiful lyric,
and
beautiful lyric.
Hated that Mariah Carey redid it. Because I hate that Mariah Carey redoes any. Yeah, she redid it.
Shut up!
Yeah.
That's
she also
illegal.
She also did. God, why can't I think? One more try.
Did she do Stuck on You?
No, she did not.
No.
Oh, but the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And I love the Luther. I love the Luther.
Yeah.
But Luther Vandross and Mariah Carey remaking Endless Love.
Oh God.
I wish they both were dead.
It's not okay.
Like my voodoo doll only got one of them because that was a criminal offense.
It's just wrong, but I enjoy it.
So is that song.
Yeah.
You've ever heard that?
Oh no, I have.
There is no
Mariah Carey.
musicality in that version at all. All they're doing is listening to each other hit notes. They're not even listening to each other.
They're riffing.
She's probably chirping like a bird.
They're both just riffing.
Right, and he's in full on. I'm Luther. I'm a big, powerful gay man, but no one can know but Oprah.
Right.
He said no.
All right, so back to real stuff besides the decline.
I lied to you, by the way.
The decline of 2 middle-aged men's careers.
Every Breath You Take was the #1 song in 1983.
Thank God!
I'll be watching.
Oh my God!
Every move you make.
You have no idea the faith I lost in humanity when you said that was the #1 song.
Well, because I was looking at this thing. Anyway, it looked like that was it, and then I thought,
Talk
I'm
America,
going to go
making
ahead.
shit up.
Surprise!
Weird.
Facts are used loosely on this show.
Well, we say that.
You got me drunk, cunt flap, so now you're going to hear the end of it. My absolute favorite thing to hear. I can use it as an adjective.
like it. You can.
I can describe people with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an
Cunt
adjective
flapper.
because I seem to have lost that part of my
Do whatever
grammar
you need.
lesson.
Cunt flapper.
Not an adjective.
You cunt flapper!
So now we get to one of the.
Sir, oh ma'am.
Oh, find that so we can play a clip of it.
What, cunt
One of-
flapper?
What? By the police.
Oh, every breath you
Cunt
take.
flapper by the police. It's Sting's greatest moment.
I say we just critique every week, and then we can have music.
I can do 3 hours on what's wrong with American music.
Music critiques.
But
Be afraid.
what's it called?
Yep.
What's the stalker song?
Every breath you take.
Every breath you take.
Find that.
Pull it up.
Work that out.
Stand by. I was Sandy
Shut
handsing.
up.
I was doing Sandy
possibly
hands.
one of the darkest, most obsessive,
From
most
the album Synchronicity.
genius. And if you listen to Synchronicity 2 with the Dark Scottish Lake, or Loch, depending on how you want to pronounce it and what you got to rhyme it with, because he does pronounce it both ways, depending on whether Scotland needs to be involved.
Whoever it suits him.
Scotland
How
stayed.
very-
Did
Scotland
we cover
stayed.
that?
No, we
Scotland
haven't.
stayed. The United Kingdom remains united.
It does.
Also, one of the best parts of John Oliver.
Yes.
How often you can say, we saved the kingdom?
96,000. They all voted. It was 90%. It went up.
So
People voted.
as someone, and I'm sure there's just someone else at the table here who could maybe identify with probably the greatest stalker song ever written. Like this song is so dangerously disturbed. Fast forward a little bit. Mental
where?
illness till you start singing.
Sally starts saying, every move you make, I'll be fucking watching you.
Because that's not creepy.
This is what I do at karaoke. I like watch the actual lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? I think
You need someone with a gun.
No,
Like it's a terrible Julia Roberts movie where she cuts her hair and no one recognizes her.
I love
Sleeping
that
with
movie.
the enemy.
I do too.
Love
Sleeping
that
with the
movie.
enemy.
Yeah. Oh my God, no one recognizes Julia Roberts with short hair.
People come
Weird.
to my house and open up the cabinets and they're like, oh. And then I straighten the towels and they're like, And
So
I think,
a couple years
what?
after this song came out in '83. I moved here in '86,
How
made
rude.
some friends, couple of friends. Someone told me this was their wedding song, and I'm like,
Shut up!
Oh!
I'm like, which one of you is dangerously disturbed? And they're like, why? It's such a beautiful song. Every move you make, every breath you take,
I'll be
every leg you break,
I'll be watching you.
I'll be watching you.
watching.
Yeah.
Is that coleslaw?
$42.90.
And then over the course of the decades that have passed, I have met so many people that were like, that was their wedding song.
Oh.
Why?
Was there a
ridiculous.
therapist next to the priest to help you with the fact that one of you is dangerously unhinged? Anyways, that's my 1983 speech.
The number of people's nights that I've ruined by Tiffany's. I think we're alone now.
Right.
That I look at them and I'm like, date rape.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I want to hear.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else around.
Running.
I want to hear.
Tackled her to the fucking ground.
Yeah, but it's
Whispers in her ear.
Here.
I think we're alone now. Date rape. I locked the door.
I want to
No,
hear.
and it's Tommy James. It's a remake of a man song, so you know it's a date rape song.
I want to hear Megan Mullally in a minor key redo "Every Breath You Take," because it'll become the stalker song.
Sure.
Just like in that years ago when she redid "Silent Night" in that NBC special, the Christmas song "Silent Night." She redoes it, and it's all good and beautiful. And then mid song, it changes into a minor key, and it becomes silent. Like it's a macabre version of the song. But if she redid this,
Because
it
it's
could,
cold and snowy, and we're about to throw a kid in a barn because there's no more room.
Somebody call her. Get her on the phone.
We're this close to making that baby like some kind of feed. Okay, so
cow chips.
So unless something truly unusual happens, which it probably won't, they're usually good at predicting this. Tomorrow morning, Billboard should announce that Barbra Streisand has a #1 album in the 6th consecutive decade.
Right.
Which will give her the largest span of #1 albums in chart history, just shy of 50 years. Her first chart topper was in October '64 with the album People, which I don't think that was the name of the album because I think her first album was called
Are you honest?
Barbra Streisand.
We're both like, what?
So I honestly don't think. I think
Was that the first single off the album? Was "People" the first single?
perhaps, but her first People wasn't on her first album. Her first album in 1964 was called the Barbra Streisand album.
Okay.
Pretty much sure, and it went #1 and it won the Grammy for Album of the Year. But Elvis Presley will fall to second place with a 46-year span of #1 albums, May 56 to October 2002. He was dead, so I don't think that should count.
Shouldn't. No.
Yeah. It'll be Streisand's 10th #1 album, which will extend her lead over Madonna as the female artist with the most #1 albums in chart history.
There you go. That's what the faggots are going to get upset about.
But
when
no, she's
Madonna's-
already #1 because she already has 9, and Madonna only has 8. So she's already #1, but now she's extending her. Now she's bragging.
#1.
So only 4 other artists have had 10 or more #1 hits. The Beatles have 19, Jay-Z 13, Bruce Springsteen 11, and Presley with 10. So her and Presley now become like the biggest recording artists in history. They've always been neck and neck, but Presley extends his because he's on this album, so he gets credit for being on a #1 album in this decade.
How funny.
Even though he's dead.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
So Streisand will be the second oldest artist ever to notch a #1 album. Tony Bennett was 85 when he topped the charts with duets too. So it turns out you got to find a bunch of people to sing with. Streisand has had at least one #1 album in every decade since the 60s. She had 1 in the 60s, 3 in the 70s, 2 in the 80s, 2 in the 90s, 1 in the thousands, and probably this.
I so love the Broadway album.
Oh, me too.
I love that album.
And the one from the 90s is the Broadway album too, which returned to Broadway, which is phenomenal. And the other day, I sat around with coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I listened to the Broadway album on repeat for about 3 hours, and then I went back to bed.
Okay.
Lennon and McCartney had a #1 in each decade from the 60s to the 2000s, but only if you combine solo and Beatles albums. Streisand did it all by herself. 8 of her partners have had #1 albums on their own. This is her second collaborations album. Duets was pairings that she recorded throughout her career. It's one where she sings with herself. The house is where she has the unmitigated gall, which I love to throw that phrase around. She doesn't just pick like Donna Summer and Neil Diamond, but then she's like, "Oh, I did a duet with myself once."
I'll sing with myself,
and it's a beautiful duet. It's "A House Is Not a Home."
That the video we
One
watched
Less
was
Bell
all three.
to Answer.
Yeah.
It's where someone had the great idea of having her sing 2 songs as a medley, but singing them as a duet with herself, and whoever did it, brilliant. And this is. It's all men, and a curious choice for a woman who is known as a strong feminist. By contrast, 4 of Streisand's partners on duets were women: Judy Garland, Donna Summer, Kim Carnes, Celine Dion. The only thing worse than Lionel Richie is the duet with Barbra Streisand and Kim Carnes, and I love Kim Carnes. I will not have a bad word said against her, except for the song with Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion, which I just don't believe that woman understands what she's singing.
She kind of makes me cringe a little bit.
Like every song she remakes, including "I'm Calling You,"
me, like she just always...
the one that George Michael did so beautifully. That's really from Baghdad Cafe.
From Baghdad Cafe.
That clearly Celine just doesn't know what she's singing about too.
I've never heard her. I'm gonna write this down.
Oh, and it's horrible. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I have to.
But the other one is "I Drove All Night." Cindy, it's really a Roy Orbison song, which he sold the shit out of. Cyndi Lauper gives you all the angst of like, "I drove all night through the desert to be with you because I love you and I'm kind of obsessed. I'm a little bit sick." Celine Dion is singing about the car. Like, this Canadian bitch just does not get what she's singing.
And
it's a nice car, though.
That's about the only one of hers that I actually like.
Until you hear Cyndi Lauper, and the minute
I love the Cyndi Lauper version.
Because as soon as you hear Cyndi Lauper singing that, you're just like,
I go back to the beginning. I still have a CD somewhere in that rack in there of "Misled." I think one of her first singles that she did back. I think it was right in the early '90s when I Celine. "Misled."
Yeah, and she had a couple when she sings her own songs.
It was good.
She's fine, but with like all I asked
taking on other people's songs.
All by myself.
Ask of you. The Patti LaBelle song.
Right. Yes.
Patti LaBelle is like singing about her dead sister, and it's this beautiful love song. And then Celine Dion singing about like
she doesn't.
She's singing to her grocery about it. Oh Jesus Christ, she's a.
If you ask me to. If you ask me to.
If you ask me to. This will be her 33rd top 10 album. The only other person that gets close is the Rolling Stones with 36. Madonna only has 20. Okay, here it is. Streisand first hit the top 10 in the summer of '63 with the Barbra Streisand album. So they correct. Here we go. We don't need to Google.
Oh, no, I just look at Mexico's listening now.
Okay, in all that time, she has never gone 5 years without a top 10 album. That is amazing. Her longest shutout was 4 years and 7 months between Till I Loved You in December of '88, which is that horrible one with Don Johnson singing a song on it. Yeah, it's not a good time. And back to Broadway in July of '93. And she did make it because we're in time for Grammy eligibility. If it wins for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album, it will be Streisand's first Grammy in 28 years since the Broadway album took the award. I don't know. There's a lot of competition in that category. And she is working for it. If you did not see Streisand on Jimmy Fallon, he did the whole hour with her. She, like I said, she's got her sense of humor back. All of a sudden, she's fun again.
At 76?
Not only did she sound, she sang. Wow. And she sang with Jimmy Fallon, who took Michael Bublé's part. He took Shelton's part, and he sang someone else's part, and he imitated them.
All of them.
Not only did he imitated them well enough to sing with Barbra Streisand.
Wow.
And she was fun about it. They had a good time, and it was her first time in the Tonight Show in over 50 years. And she sat in Johnny's chair, and he sat in the guest chair.
Okay.
She sat behind the desk.
They tried to do a fake thing where he would interview her, like to see if she wanted to do it, but they couldn't do it, and it just ended up being a fun conversation. And
I appreciate that.
It was
that
really
they did
nice,
that so that she could only be seen from the left side.
Her right, her correct side.
Her correct side.
Right.
But
because otherwise that would have.
But
been,
on a clear day, you can see forever. There is a rotating shot. That's actually that's one of those things that's mostly true, but it's not always true.
Okay.
She is filmed from both sides, and on a clear day, you can see forever. They do a complete dolly cam where these.
No, but her preference.
Oh, her preference is definitely.
Her preference, is the left side.
That's the whole Oprah lighting interview thing that we've talked about before.
Well, and Rosie, Rosie had a chair set up, moved the stage a little bit when Rosie had her show.
Oh, had her on.
So that Barbara could sit to her left when she came out, as opposed to sitting.
And when Barbara Walters interviewed Barbra Streisand one time. You know, Barbara Walters, they were both allegedly difficult women. So they were kind of joking about being difficult. And so Barbara Walters was like, I'm known for being difficult about how I set things up. And she's like, and you have the same reputation. So if you were doing this interview, what would you do different? She's like, well, I'd move your chair over there. I would soften that light because you're older than me. Like, and she gave her all these directions, and Barbara was like, we're going to reset and we'll do it. And they reset, and she looked at it and she's like, yep, looks better. She's like, you just have an eye for this. And she's like, it's not me being bossy. I'm just telling you, you're sitting there across from me. You're an older woman than I am, and you have the flattering light on me. I don't need it as much as you do. Change that lighting, soften it on you. You're going to look better. I'm going to look fine. This is my house. I know where to sit in my house. I already put this in my house where I should sit. Because I did the lighting for the house. You fix your lighting. And it's a really funny little moment. And then finally, Bette Midler announces her first album in 6 years.
So oh my God.
She's been doing little things on Facebook because we're friends on Facebook.
Oh,
I love
We're very, very close, Bette Midler and I.
Sure you
and
are.
it's her first studio album in 8 years. She's revisiting some of the vocalists who shaped her the most, girl groups, on It's the Girls. It's due November 4th on Warner Brothers Records. 7 decades of famous girl groups from the 30s.
What a voice for that, too. I love that.
She's going to do TLC, and she's doing Waterfalls. Mark Shaman, who did Hairspray and who's been handling her music for years and years and years, is in charge of it. Oh my God, there's a track list. I didn't know this. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Work it out.
Breaking news.
Breaking. Dun, dun, dun. This just in.
This really is just in. I didn't realize it was a track list because I on Bette Midler's site, and I thought we were friends.
Well,
She didn't
should
tell
have
you?
called. She should have called. Maybe
Well,
she
hang on,
tried.
here we go.
She's
Maybe
busy.
she tried.
Breaking news.
We'll be back from commercial in 2 minutes.
In 2 and 2.
Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Be my little baby. Oh, so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my
One
God, from
Fine
Dirty
Day.
Dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One Fine Day by the Chiffons, which was written by Carole King and Jared
I'm
Goffin.
loving that.
By Mir Duchan. It's by the Andrews Sisters. I have no idea.
Oh,
Sounds
wait.
European.
Is she doing All Night? Parenthetically,
All Night.
All Night.
Baby It's You, performed by the Shirelles. Tell Him by the Exciter. Tell him
I love
that
it.
you always gonna love him. Tell him that you always gonna need him. Tell him right now. Okay, He's Sure the Boy I Love, a duet with Darlene Love, who's the person that I always say you know her voice, you don't know who she is, but she's from 20 Feet from Stardom. Originally performed by the Crystals, which is where Darlene Love comes from. Mr. Sandman by the Cordettes.
I love it.
Come and Get These Memories by Martha and the Vandellas. Oh, Too Many Fish in the Sea by the Marvelettes. Teach Me Tonight, Waterfalls by TLC. You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes.
I love it.
Give Him a Great Big Kiss. The Cher remade it. Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, which is Doug Wilkie's favorite song.
It's my new favorite thing ever.
It's very exciting.
Also from Dirty
I'm-
Dancing.
I'm-
Also from Dirty Dancing.
I'm learning that Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow. Who does it in Dirty Dancing?
Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? No, it's in the movie. It's
Yeah, it is.
It's probably the Shirelles then.
Probably when she finally fucking sleeps with him.
I think
don't
it's
know.
the original one.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you have not heard it, find it on, and if you can't find it on iTunes, then you should not be listening to a podcast. Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow by Roberta Flack. It's beautiful by the Shirelles. It's beautiful by everybody that sings it.
That's what's playing when she says, "Have you had many women?" What? Have you had many women?
Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's Doug Wilkie's favorite song, and I will help him argue that it is probably one of the most beautiful songs, arguably one of the most beautiful songs ever written. And then It's the Girl by the Boswell Sisters. Now some of
Do I
these
know
say
that one?
I don't know that one either, but it doesn't matter because she's doing Will You
Oh,
Still Love Me Tomorrow.
come
Roberta Flack, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow from her greatest hits album. It's available on iTunes. I will send you the 99 fucking cents, you cheap motherfuckers.
Give
Cuss
us
flaps.
and give us the release date on that album.
November 4th. So if you're doing something with me on November 4th, guess what we're going to be listening to?
And that's it. It's a breaking news.
And that means she'll be touring.
Possibly.
Oh, I think so.
I hope so.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No!
That was breaking news coming from Allen Entertainment.
And if anybody learns that
very
the
exciting.
tickets are coming out,
Oh,
they need to buy me and Mom one. No two ways about it.
just
I will
buy them
pay
and we'll mortgage the house, whatever
We'll
we got to
do
do.
whatever needs to be
It's
done for
9
me and Mom to go to that.
I would love to go to that too, Mom and I'll
Yeah.
go. 9:21 on the show, and it's time for little sports and other stuff with Kat Carlson.
Sports and other stuff this week.
Whoa. Oh, how rude.
Don't
Or
know.
not. It was pointed out to me earlier that it's state fair season, so I found a sample of some things that we should look for. Miss the WNBA. Good news, the FIBA Women's World Championship starts on September 27th. In While You Were Napping news, Major League Baseball's Rugnid Ador strikes out and then makes it to third base. I've got some shit about football, and that'll be it.
In sport.
And other stuff.
So I did. We were talking about the state fair, and I got so excited about the stupid shit that
Yeah.
they do at the state fair. I Googled it.
Okay.
Like you do.
Yeah.
So,
If they're throwing cow pies.
well, let's find out.
Oh,
I've got
God.
I've got a slideshow, if you will.
Oh, a slideshow.
A slideshow
Jesus
Well played.
Christ.
at the Colorado State Fair in Pueblo, Colorado.
Are they cow pie flinging?
No, but you can look at a dog compete in an air jump competition.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Seen that.
That'd be fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
on board.
little dogs
David
jumping
Letterman.
into pools.
I'm gonna need liquor, but I'll go.
At the Iowa State Fair, participants
Fair is
create
always good.
their own boxed vehicles for a race that is the Outhouse Race. That's right. Shithouse racing in Idaho. In Iowa.
Is it a one or a two-holer? Wow. There's
Oh,
that.
let's see.
Shithouse racing.
There you go.
Iowa State Fair.
Now shitting on the run.
The old log roll competition is still a classic at the Minnesota State Fair in St. Paul, Minnesota.
What's happening? The log roll?
Log roll.
Different log.
Clayton's gonna spit.
Swallow. Different log. Don't put so much in your mouth next time. Try that.
That's what he said.
Just a tip, ma'am.
Damn it. At the Arizona State Fair, they still have the old-fashioned pie eating competition.
Not cow pies.
No. Regular pies.
I'm attracted to fat girls. What do you have here at the state fair that might help me find them? We got a pie eating over on there. Okay.
Hey, now shut up. That's on Tuesday.
Oh,
Eat some pie.
That girl can eat 6 hot dogs. She'll be fat soon. I'll go.
We're beefing her up.
oh God.
Oh my God.
Everything you said sounds like a sexual something.
Well, this ought to be right up your alley. Finally, the
She got a
creative,
hot dog in every orifice. Still
hello.
the creative juices continue to flow at the Minnesota State Fair
Oh!
as the llama costume contest.
Come on.
You actually dress your llama
At the
up.
Minnesota State Fair?
You put shit on your dogs.
I've never-
You
no.
get off
I've
that
never heard-
cross.
I'm from Minnesota. I'm not on a cross. I
Dress
just
your
never heard
llama.
about
Look
that.
at she's getting all judgy because somebody
No.
dressed up their llama.
I think it's hysterical.
I know they have
Also known
llamas there.
as Miss Minnesota
know.
US of A.
Now, which one has real
We
tits?
play cups.
Oh
Chandeliers.
Oh, I think that they should have to
You
carve
know
a
what?
llama
You know
out
what?
of
You know what we
butter.
gotta do? You know what we gotta do?
Yes.
We have to go to a state fair as a group.
Oh, Clayton would
no.
love that.
And we can all record our thoughts into our smartphones and then play them later.
Yeah. That actually is a good idea. Or we could just set up a little booth.
I'm just
right
saying it's going to take a
outside.
lot of drugs to get me
Yeah.
into a state fair.
Like at
On a
Pride.
Tuesday, like at Pride. I just
I
think
have
it
been
would.
opposed to going for
Yeah.
years.
I know, but we're going as a sociological experiment.
Absolutely.
Here's the
Anthropological.
problem. The last time I went to the Arizona State Fair, I was convinced, and really justifiably so, that I was about to get shot.
Oh.
Well, don't go on Tube
Because-
Top and Who's Your Baby Daddy
Yeah.
night.
I think,
By the
Which
way, that's
night
just
is that?
about every
I think
night.
open
yeah.
carry night would be one to avoid. But
Honestly, I'm standing in line to the Tilt-A-Whirl
Yeah,
with
of
Molly
course, as you
Montgomery
do,
of all
yeah.
people.
Love
Yeah.
the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Standing
I
in line
think
to the
I found the
Tilt-A-Whirl.
reason for guns.
Yeah.
If any of my stories of life ever start, I was standing by the Tilt-A-Whirl with Molly Montgomery.
You know you're in trouble, girl. Molly, you in
I just
danger,
got
girl.
all
I
of
had
a
a
sudden-
pregnancy test in this hand and cotton candy in this one. And I was
And
just
I
looking.
couldn't tell which one to read.
I was just looking
Positive.
for the pie eating
Obviously, I was
contest.
not pregnant. No, we're standing in line at the Tilt-A-Whirl, and all of a
Oh.
sudden, the entire Arizona State Police Force troopers, whatever
Yeah.
they're called, they're there and just
Oh.
backing people up with mace and guns and
Oh,
all
come
kinds
on.
of shit. Back up, back. Seriously.
What's more fun at a state
As-
fair than a SWAT
as
reenactment?
well,
Like nothing.
Yeah.
As one
Bad
and two
boys,
white girls
bad
on the
boys.
stairs.
What you gonna do?
What? Bad boys, bad boys.
What you
Just
gonna
wear a
do?
sign that says I'm clearly white.
My hands are up.
No.
I say we
Fair.
go.
All right.
We bring like 6 pregnancy tests and we see.
And we keep them like it.
but we
in
see
our
what
back
the
pocket.
fried foods do to
And
the
then we
pregnancy
hand them
test.
out. We
Like,
hand them
no.
out.
Oh,
Can't
that's
we?
even better.
God, I like that idea. Hand them out.
We go in.
We'll go to Costco and
we
get pregnancy
eat a
tests.
fried something, and then we find a fat
Snickers.
girl, and we both go in and pit
You
pregnancy
come,
test.
don't hand me one.
No,
be
you're on
mad.
the fried foods column.
I'm
my
on
God.
Okay, because I was gonna say.
Doesn't matter what you weigh, you're still on the fried
I'll be
foods
pissed.
column. Wouldn't that be fun?
I think it'd be hysterical.
We'll eat all the fried
Come on.
foods we can, and we'll go on the tilt-a-whirl and ride till we throw up.
I want to wear a T-shirt that has.
You realize that's
I want
October.
I want him always on my left
coming
side.
up next month.
I want him always on my left side, and it's gonna have an arrow that says, "This is my baby daddy."
Oh, and I want an "I'm with stupid" T-shirt that points up for those people that don't know that means that they're stupid. Have you seen those?
Being that this is sports and other stuff,
Yeah.
just in case you missed
Oh.
the WNBA, I have good news for you.
Oh, your people won a tournament.
Weeks ago. And some of my people are headed. Fuck it.
No. Don't break my shit.
Oh, Molly's
I would
online.
never break your shit.
So your people have been busy.
Call me when you're ready. I'm pregnant.
No, Molly says pregnancy test in one hand, cigarette in the other. And then she says in pregnancy test, I mean a 3-month-old baby.
Did I have it? Am I pregnant?
I went to pee in the toilet and there was a baby there out of my coochie.
Oh, look at the swallows. Sorry, Kat.
Oh, Tamo never misses a fare. I don't think that's how he meant it, but he should watch punctuation.
I need to change how I approach my segment.
And poor Cal, you should do it earlier when we're sober. You should approach it earlier.
You should maybe do sports first, and then we'll get to everything.
Here's the best part. I don't give a crap about sports. I spend all week like desperately trying
For
to be
others.
interested.
But we don't really care about. Well, actually, they care about.
A little.
Continue on, my wayward son.
I've spent all week desperately trying to be interested in something sports related. So here's
Okay.
what I,
Then,
All right.
then just do other stuff.
We're with you. We're with you.
Well, the theme song still works for other stuff.
So what is the W? What's your people up to?
in lesbian news,
There it is.
women's basketball lesbians around the world are crushed that the WNBA is over and the Phoenix Mercury have
Not
won. However, have no fear.
They go to Europe or China now. and
They
play.
do. They're in Turkey, starting in.
They're a wonderful ambassador to the war-torn Turkey. We're sending you
I
our
hear many
lesbians.
Syrians are on
What did I
that
write?
team.
They shot down 2 lesbians over the Gala Strip.
In 3 days, 6 hours,
They look
30
like
minutes, and
planes.
33 seconds, the FIBA Women's World Championship will begin with Team USA being in the D group. I don't even know if that means a thing.
It's their bra size.
I don't think so. Have you seen those
If
girls?
you sell that
Other-
right, she almost bought it. So she left.
I'm like, wait, no.
No. Well, if the Mercury's in the D group, wouldn't
No,
that mean
no.
they'd be?
There's only 2 players from the Phoenix Mercury. It's
Oh.
Team USA.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a
got it.
national thing. It's like
Sure.
it's like the World Cup
This
of
means Team
lady
USA.
basketball.
Or Evita is talking.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Or
Don't cry for me, lady basketball.
Yeah. Listen, you cunt flaps.
Jesus Christ.
Pay
don't
attention.
cry for me,
Kat Carlson's talking, and
Yes.
Molly might be pregnant.
I didn't
with
do
a
it.
3-month-old.
It wasn't me.
I'm holding a 3-month-old. I may have been pregnant recently, but there's no way to know.
The
You have
FIBA
no
World
proof.
Championships run from September 27th to October 5th. Phoenix's own Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner are on the team.
I
I
hope to help
Mercury.
Griner would be
I
on
honest
it.
to God
Yeah.
thought you said the FEMA World Championship. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to bring aid to people as fast as they can.
FIBA, like FIFA, but with a B.
I gotcha. I'm back.
For
I liked it when it was
basketball.
FEMA World Championships.
Yeah.
B
Carrying
stands
a,
for
They all
basketball.
bring
carrying a
their
crate
own
of water.
trailers.
Racing for assistance.
Yeah.
Everybody brings their own
Jesus
trailer.
fucking Christ.
A cholera vaccine as fast as you can stick it in somebody.
Time for a raise. So while you were napping,
Oh, you missed what she was at. We have while you were napping news. I like
while
that.
you were napping news in baseball, apparently it's possible to strike out and then be safe on third.
Oh. Talk
Okay.
to me. How
Okay.
this work?
I got it.
Happened. So Rugnid Ador is his name. He's from Venezuela. Google him.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Many are.
As they are.
Exactly.
Yes.
He plays for the Texas Rangers. Comes up to bat. Strikes out. Catcher drops the third strike ball.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So he takes off running. Yeah.
Catcher's like, oh, I forgot that part.
Bad throw to bad throw to first base.
Fuck. Keep going. You're good.
I'm
You're
sure the
good.
shortstop
You're
does
good.
something wrong next. I'll
Bad
help you.
throw to
No,
first
no.
base. Motherfucker slides into third. Safe.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Legal?
Three legal. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because if
legit.
you don't, if the
You
catcher,
gotta catch it.
right? I played catcher.
It's
in
like
fast
herpes.
pitch,
You gotta
and
catch
so-
it or you don't have it.
No,
Right.
exactly.
What's his
It's
first
not
name?
just-
It's
Pedro.
it is not Pedro.
Juan.
It's pronounced Rugned, and I believe it's Rougned.
brother of arugula. Very nice.
Bitter.
Oh,
Party of one.
R-U-G-N-E-D?
Yes.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know.
No.
What
Oh,
the
his
heck?
last
I
name is
just knew he's-
Odor.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
smells.
ODOR.
That
He's-
smells fishy.
Hang on, let's go. No.
I didn't look at him for
I
attractiveness.
don't like boys in hats.
Fun story.
No, it's not that. It's just he's not that cute. I mean,
Wasn't it
3
the
hours
Texas
of napping?
Rangers that also had someone who had been in the minors for 13 years and
Yes,
got a hit?
I was just looking at that.
Yeah, like that was so the Texas Rangers have been.
Now you're gonna tell her what
Go
story she should have
Rangers.
told. Now you're gonna be critical.
No,
Jesus
You
Christ.
bitch.
no.
Yes, because after
No.
Cunt flap.
if you just Google hot baseball players, a
flapper.
lot better pictures come
there
up.
are a lot of people, there are a lot of hot baseball players.
Don't Google ass
No.
clowns.
Whatever you do.
Fair warning.
Or blue waffle.
Die and continue on. Continue on
Google
with
blue waffle.
continue on with other stuff.
I'm gonna
I
do
don't
it.
have any
Ever.
other stuff. I tried desperately for sports. So after
That's okay.
13 years, 1,095 games in the minors, it's Gilder
lot of
Rodriguez who gets his first Major League Baseball hit. So once he gets called up from the minors, he's like, motherfuckers, I can play.
Yeah, bitches.
First play gets a hit. Second play, I believe he also got a hit on the second play. He was signed in 2001 to the Brewers and stayed in the minors for a very long time. And
No, he's not.
Now he's not. Yeah, came up and said, "Oh, by the way, I can play ass hats.
If you can play, you
If
can
you
play.
can play, you can play. That's
You
right.
can play." Lord Almighty.
like it.
I know, me too. So
Well
moving on.
done.
Oh, dude, do not Google blue waffle. She was not kidding.
We are not kidding you.
I'm not
That
gonna
is
do it.
No,
that is not a joke.
I don't think I
I
have.
am not,
I'm not
fucking
going to.
around here.
Do not.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So on to my beloved football.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
You
Good
do
Lord.
love that.
One Cowboys fan decides that there's not enough Cowboys in the Cowboys Stadium. They need a Rowdy Row, and I'm convinced that he's seen recent Cardinals footage.
Yeah,
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
classy people.
Leading me into my next story, which is the scariest motherfucking thing I've ever seen in my life, and it
Oh.
happened here in Phoenix at a football game.
Okay.
Yeah. So this first story, Gabriel,
Somebody.
somebody, he says he became a diehard
Baba
Cowboys
Ganoush.
fan. Gabriel Baba Ganoush
Gabriel cunt flap. Yeah.
became a diehard Cowboys fan at the age of 3. So the notion that the AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, has become a destination for out-of-town folks, lukewarm fans, and executives, he takes that personally.
Oh, he should.
He does. He started a movement called Rowdy Row
Oh.
to petition the team and Jerry Jones to create an affordable section for diehard fans. The section would be affordable to diehard fans to try to put our diehard fans back in the stadium. He says the average diehard fan probably isn't making over $30,000 to $35,000 a year, and they can't afford to be in the stadium. He's already gathered 3,000 signatures. He began the movement after watching the Cowboys season opener, in which 49ers fans showed up in large numbers, filling the stadium with San Francisco red. It pisses me off, really, he says. At some point, you have to look at reality. You can't tell me you weren't outnumbered in the stadium. It should never be like that.
This guy's got a fair point.
He does.
No,
That's true.
I agree.
I mean-
Uh-huh.
So did the 49ers have this same thing going and he's just trying to start it there? Or how did it become when they filled the stadium with red?
I think
The
you're saying
Cowboys suck.
I think and the 49ers fans may be like more affluent, more.
well, they're in
Probably.
Cisco. They're making somebody's
costly.
making money because they're
Well, and you have a bigger market. Like Texas has the Houston.
Oilers.
They have the no, not anymore. They have
Oh.
the Texas. Help me out. Lesbian.
What?
Sports stuff.
Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
Houston
Rockets.
Texans.
Houston Texans.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys. And California only has.
They used to have the Houston Oilers. Keep going. Keep going.
No,
Ask
but
me.
I'm just saying, like you have a bigger state with only
Sure.
2 teams, and they really want to see their people play. They don't have an LA team, so they have a bigger fan base. So that is fair to say you want affordable seating for your locals. And these outsized out, and the Dallas stadium is obnoxious.
It is obnoxious.
That's the one that's like got the $40 million TV
the
screen.
TV that comes down in the middle. And,
Oh,
yeah.
the TV screen's worth the whole fucking show.
It's kind of like going to Al's.
I'd go watch like female strippers there. It's that good. That's a TV.
Well, but it depends. I mean, when you look up even going to a Vikings game, which the comparison is kind of moot, but if you look up during the Vikings-Packers games, the Green Bay Packer fans outnumber because typically by the time we play the Green Bay Packers, it's like now where we're like, yeah, we're done already. Yeah. But many fair weather kind of fans, then the Vikings don't go, and so then the Green Bay Packers take it over, and then fans like me are pissed.
And they really do set up those regional rivalries where that's a surprising one. The Dallas, San Francisco, and that's a bit of a travel, but like. New England Buffalo. That's a common rivalry. That's a short trip. That's drivable. That's an 8-hour drive realistically. Right. And most of those rivalries, like Green Bay,
the Bears
and Green Bay, like those are rivalries that you can get to and support each other's teams, or support your own team.
But the idea of San Fran and Dallas,
but then that speaks to the price of going to see a game now that it's not family affordable.
It's not cost effective. No,
it's absurd.
So you should. I agree with this guy. You should have a diehard fans like.
But maybe let's not call it Rowdy Row, especially because I found that one after I saw the Cardinals brawl.
Because he's probably like date raping somebody.
Exactly.
And beating a kid with a go pick your stick, I'm going to beat you.
Because I'm like, all week I'm like looking for sports stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Right. All week I'm looking for sports stuff and going, okay, this is my thing. I'm going to, try and be informative and entertaining on all of these things. And
you're always entertaining.
I didn't learn a lot. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to. I'm not an educator.
We know each other well enough for me not to be nice.
Not at all. No, you don't have to learn anything. Possibly a little entertainment. But honest to God, I remember we were talking a couple of weeks ago, something about ISIS, something that possibly I poorly brought up. And, Marnie was saying that that's, like, horrifyingly scary. Like, overseas terrorists and, like, people coming in. The scariest thing in the world to me is a 20 to 30-something white man who's hopped up on NFL testosterone
and beer
and just out of control. And so then I'm like looking and I see the video of this brawl that happened at the Cardinals San Francisco game, and I, honest to God, virtually in tears.
What's in common?
Like, virtually in
tears.
What
do they have in common? San Francisco fans.
I know.
They're the new Raiders.
I know.
Oh God.
So they do have a third team. Settle down, California. I forgot about Oakland.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Most people do.
Put it back in your pants.
Everybody forgot about Oakland. Yeah, so maybe I just feel like maybe we don't need the Rowdy Row.
No, you don't need the Rowdy Row, but maybe an affordable section for like diehard fans or locals.
Family section.
Yeah, there you go, family. Good,
but that's
good,
the interesting
fun.
piece with the idea of this guy, this talk, and I don't know.
No, this is Kat. It's not this guy.
Stop it! I say already.
This guy. Did you see her? This guy.
I'm totally used to it. You don't even know.
Here. Yeah, you got no idea.
You don't even know.
He's right here.
She's pointing at her tits again.
You can just call me Carl. It's fine.
Camera's on today. Carl. What?
Maybe it's because I kill people and eat their hands.
Up.
I will not apologize for art.
I will not. Yeah.
The guy in the Rowdy Row, right, is not going to be family friendly.
Right.
I mean, so one of the best things ever. God damn.
Thank God that children weren't here to see that.
Very funny.
I'm being rude.
But that's something where the family friendly, because even when I go to a game, that's why I typically sit at home to watch the game so that I can yell, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
How do you know when I'm young?
Just to your mother.
And that's just at the dog. Like, what the fuck? But I become rather vocal.
Sure.
Watching the game. And then you go to the game and you're sitting there, and I certainly have had to pay attention to my surroundings to a degree where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How did they... Sorry.
Yeah.
And there's like a 3-year-old going, "Mommy, what does fuck mean?" Yeah.
Ask your father.
Yeah.
That's how I got into this goddamn mess.
He did it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so that it wouldn't be family friendly; it would just be affordable.
Yeah,
and God love
affordable.
local
but
ABC
affordable
15.
row makes you sound like me.
Yeah. Cheap.
Yeah. God love the local news station for posting the video of the entire brawl.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing.
When
like
did this
blood on
happen?
the
Because
steps.
I don't remember hearing anything about it.
Last Sunday, yeah.
2 days ago.
And a win.
Francisco.
The worst part was it was like a win for us at home.
Yeah, but I don't know what the
It doesn't matter.
was. No. I'm just saying I don't know if it was because it was a security guard.
Well, I'm sure they deserved it.
From what I understood, the
Well, I could read it for you. If
ganging
you like.
up on the
Please do.
security guard.
All right. It says that 2 men have been arrested on assault charges after fighting in the stands during Sunday's game between the Arizona Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers. Glendale police said after looking at the video, they believe the incident happened at 2:35 p.m. in a section where more than one fight broke out during the game. The police sergeant J. O'Neill says officers helped stadium security personnel who responded to 2 separate brawls in adjoining sections at University of Phoenix Stadium. Video posted on social media showed several 49ers and Cardinals fans exchanging shoves, then punches. A pile of people then tumbled down a few feet of concrete stairs, leaving one man with a cut on his head. A woman named Brittany identified herself to ABC 15 as one of the people who fell down the stairs and said she was also hit in the face. She declined to speak on camera.
Because she was hit in the face.
Yeah. She showed us a grapefruit-sized bruise on her leg, an injury left from the fall after being hit. Like an entire group of people, like tumbles down the stairs together.
There were at least like 10 people, if not
10
better.
people. One guy's like punching the security guard out. Scariest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's where
Seriously.
Darnell Dockett, if that's in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Darnell Dockett comes out of nowhere and says, "Who's number 90?
Hey, who's wearing my jersey?
Yeah.
I'll give you tickets."
Yeah, because he was helping the security guard.
Right.
Okay.
At first, I thought Darnell Dockett was like promoting the fight, like
Right.
that he was like sweet, whatever. No, it was because the Darnell Dockett person was coming in to help the security guard.
Got
So
it.
he's like, I have
Is that
tickets.
what
Yeah,
that was?
yeah.
Because I was at the the other way. Yeah.
I had
was
heard
too.
that part of the story, but I didn't understand why he was giving him tickets. Now I know. Thank you. See, you've educated.
See,
Look
that's
at the good you do.
See, all at once. I don't know. I'm so drunk. I
All
don't even
at
know what to talk about.
once. No, I'm sorry.
In conclusion, my one-woman boycott of the NFL continues.
Oh,
And now you had an interesting story last week that we interrupted you so many times, and that's new.
What?
I mean,
No, but it was the NFL with losing their and now it's all over the news.
The
and you
tax-exempt
You
thing?
were so timely, but we didn't let you talk.
it's okay.
Their tax
fine.
exempt status, and that now they're doing it. It's about the Redskins,
Yes, it's
those dirty
it's
Indians,
about-
as I like to call them.
That's what I grew up calling them.
Intentional.
now we've lost
Stand by.
Washington.
No. I'm just paraphrasing.
Washington's still on board. Native Americans.
We've lost Wyoming
God.
and northern Minnesota.
We'll have no
I'm
casino
just saying,
sponsors.
If you're,
The Navajo Nation.
if you're
out
okay
of here.
with calling them Redskins, you got to be okay with me calling them dirty Indians, because that's what you're saying. Like it's a racial slur.
Yes. I don't remember her name, but one.
Pocahontas.
No. One. One lady senator introduced a bill.
Point Clayton. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Introduced a bill to the Senate or the House or whichever, to remove the NFL's tax-exempt status. Now, I looked into it kind of a lot so that I would actually know what I was talking about when that came up.
That's new to this show.
I know.
You mean real news?
Yeah.
Oh.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So the individual teams are not tax-exempt, but the NFL itself is a...
Not-for-profit organization.
Exactly. It's an organization of businesses and teams, a lot like the...
Disneyland.
No.
No.
Chamber of Commerce is the word I'm looking for.
I'll explain my analogy in a minute.
Sure. Yeah. Chamber of Commerce's are tax exempt.
Fancy.
Thank you.
Speak
English natively.
Yeah.
And there are other like business organizations. The organization of the businesses is often tax exempt. The businesses themselves aren't. It's still, in my mind, not okay that the NFL is tax exempt. And two, not necessarily okay that Congress is trying to blackmail the NFL to rename a team based on their tax
But it's
exempt
their
status.
team. But it's it's DC.
Right.
It's actually they're representing them, because DC is such a small market and they're sitting there. So the ones that are doing that
Yeah,
are
but your members of Congress are not supposed to be representing Washington.
right, but it unfortunately
Right.
it is, and it's become so offensive. Like my thing is like, how does no one's they're dirty? You're calling them dirty Indians. Like we don't call anyone redskin. We would never.
Right.
Maria Cantwell.
I mean, you would have to be okay with the Arizona wetbacks.
I can't tell what
And
happened.
I would buy season tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to be on board with. Is you have to be on board with every racial slur you've
Yeah.
ever heard.
Sure.
It's the Spokane chinks. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be just embrace it all. Then you gotta go with all of them.
Are there a lot of Asians in Spokane?
Yeah, it's where
Or
we
Spokane.
it's
I know
where
San Francisco.
it's where we it's where we ship them when we intern them. They
Oh.
To Spokane.
did you ever
really?
see snow
I didn't
falling
know
on
that.
Cedars? That's
No.
what it's all
No.
about. We took them all there, and that's why there's so many Chinese restaurants in Canada, because Chinese people were afraid that people would mistake them for Japanese, and they went to Canada during the Japanese internment, because they were like, well, we got to get the fuck out of here, because they can't tell one person from the other.
Right.
You can't.
And that's how we lost them.
Wait, let me check. Oh, all of Asia's already gone.
I say
Yeah.
Hiroshima to that.
And
Asians are
check your
gone.
list for the Orientals, dude.
The rugs?
Yes, we've lost the rugs.
Did you see the Joe Biden thing about the Orient?
No.
Oh, leave it to Joe Biden.
God love our vice president. He goes something in one rant about Shylocks and completely like alienates the Jews, and then he says something about the Orient.
Oh.
And you're like,
Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe.
We're not even in the
Lord.
20th century anymore, Joe.
Another hack job at something that used to be called sports and other stuff.
No.
I like it. No, well done.
So, hey, Joe's
Well
on
done.
board. If he's ready to call some of the Orient, he's all set for the
Yeah.
I'm in.
Redskins.
I like it, yeah.
Playing the Spokane Chinks and
Slant eyes.
Arizona.
Spokane slant eyes. That's
Yeah.
a much better alliteration.
the Arizona Wetbacks. Just round
Keep
them all
going.
up.
Keep going.
I'm in.
The Atlanta Darkies. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in for a penny, in for a pound, just go the whole way.
There you go.
The Atlanta Darkies.
Jesus Christ.
Move on, format master.
Everybody that's like that tries to defend the Redskins, I'm like, do you realize how like racially insensitive that phrase is? Then you just have to throw them all at them, like, and that's how you do it when people are like, no, they're the Redskins. No, they haven't been the Redskins for like 150 years. Like, we got smarter on that topic. Somewhere on the walk through Oklahoma, they're like, okay, it's bad enough. Don't call them Redskins.
They're now all casino owners.
They're not?
No, they are.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah. They are. Okay.
There you go. The Washington Gaming Commission.
Oh.
I like it. Cha-ching.
That's a good name. Now we're back to innuendo,
it, yeah.
and I'm on board.
See? Suggestive, but
like it.
not
That's
offensive.
like Fox News racism.
Yeah.
We don't know why you find that offensive. You have a job. Santa Claus is white.
He's just white.
Just white.
He's just white.
He's white.
In fact, to recap for that,
Santa just is white.
And so is Jesus.
Yes.
Yes,
And
and
so
Santa
is
just
Jesus.
is white.
he is just white. Yes.
I
right.
love that you play it again.
Santa just is white.
There you go.
That was fantastic.
I may need you to send that to me for a ringtone.
Oh,
There you
well,
go.
you have a phone. You can,
Santa just is white.
Oh my god! Every time I get an email, because I get like 9,000 of those, I want that
play
to
that over
happen.
and over.
Yes,
yeah.
And then a text message, and so is Jesus.
that's gonna go over really well in the waiting room at the gymnastics
right.
place.
Mhm. I can believe that.
I do think it would be funny though if your text message every time you go on it went like this. Just the fear, or
Well, she'd probably jump in here.
or you just
Very excited! I swear to God, I think Katie June was deaf. Next week we should turn these down.
I can turn yours individually down.
All right.
All you gotta do is fucking tell me.
It
I
didn't
like
occur
your
to me just now.
assertiveness.
Do you mean that
2 hours
every-
and 49 minutes in?
Don't be
I've got a
passive
ringing
aggressive.
in this ear from Els.
Haven't you seen her do this each time that we go to say something?
Right. Now wait. No, where are they now? Somebody talk.
They're on her ears.
I can,
A little higher.
oh, higher.
little
They're still on her ears.
Oh, good.
Okay, there.
Yeah, good.
Okay, let's try.
That's so nice.
So let's. Well, see, fuck. All you gotta do is tell me.
Cushy
I know. You know what? I was
ears.
thinking it on the way in the door, and then I got distracted.
So like,
Squirrel.
and then I'm 4 drinks in. So
I can't believe you
fine.
put up with 2 hours and 49 minutes of my voice directly into your brain.
no shit.
it comes through my car speakers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I can't imagine the horror.
No. She swerves a lot.
I can't conceive.
So I'm just saying, you're good now.
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't know.
Play Carl one more time. Can we have a minute with Carl?
We can. As soon as I can find him, where the hell did he go? Carl's up here at the top. She's very busy.
Can we get some more Celine Dion?
Oh,
No.
No.
Oh,
If I
but
asked you to, would you kill her?
Bacon! Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon! 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 Gotta be bacon! Only one thing smells like bacon! That's bacon! 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 There!
Does the dog have a nosebleed?
it probably does. Yes. Or
Shove it in the nose.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
That happened one time.
the dingo looking for bacon.
Seriously, last night at
It
work,
all comes together.
they call it the cafeteria. I call it the attempted murder salon. They had like shit on a stick mixed with shit in a bowl for like dinner options. So I was living on like rice checks and coffee, just praying.
If you'd
for
only had a
breakfast to come.
Pop-Tart.
So and they're never ready at 5 a.m. for like humans to come down and consume food. You got to wait till like
Right.
5:20, and I'm like counting down the minutes, and finally I was bacon, 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 bacon. Like you people have it, and then the other day I ate their version of oatmeal, which is just things that have been boiled in water and put in a
Right.
bowl, and you got to add a lot of shit to it before you can swallow it.
Sure.
Oh my god, bacon. Put it in a tortilla and a bagel. Oh my god, I was starving. It was
I
horrible.
can just imagine that what Al sounds like. And what would you say? They're not ready at 5?
No, never.
So like when he's there, he's just like.
When I fucking find him! I'm gonna fucking. He's a dead fucking man!
So I'm guessing is what you said.
That's the calm version of me.
That's it before he gets real upset.
Yeah, exactly. 15 minutes later, it's way
Much better.
worse.
Oh, that's funny.
You had bacon. How nice. Like that's probably at like 5:35.
Yeah.
So. All right. It is 9:52. Just
And then you watch people pick bacon off the sandwich, order something else.
Oh, right.
When they pick bacon off the sandwich, there was 10 things on the menu you could have ordered. Do not pick
Do
bacon
not
off.
waste good bacon.
Don't
No.
waste
do
it.
not.
No.
Or
And then
just
they don't
order
offer it
without.
to you. Then they don't offer it to you.
How rude. I say.
If you don't like bacon, do that in your own home.
That's right.
Don't
Same-
say that out in
offend me.
public.
Don't do this
Don't
in
offend
public.
me. That's what
Same
I'm
song
saying.
with pickles. If you don't want the pickles,
Oh,
them
absolutely.
over.
I will give you the pickles, or I just remember to not order them.
Oh,
and the bacon.
First, I
Don't,
don't.
because I don't want to
Pickles
waste
and
them.
bacon.
First,
Because I don't
first
waste
I
them.
don't order the pickles, and second, if pickles appear on my plate, the first thing I do is, who's eating that shit?
That's right. Because I don't, or the tomato.
Or I love tomato
I
and
know it.
olives. I'm all on board. We can
Yeah.
all go somewhere and eat together because we'll eat
That's
each
right.
other's
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll eat each other's
Here.
food.
We'll be fine.
Here.
Good. My meal came with this.
Before we get too much further along, let's play this and get into another segment we like to call Thoughtful Vulgarity.
And now, Thoughtful Vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
I'm like, oh my God.
All right, our question is, when you strive to achieve something, are you doing it because you want to be, when you want to do really well at something, are you doing it because you want the praise for it, or you just don't want to be criticized for one more fucking thing in your life?
Oh, I'm so used to being criticized. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. Well, I think that if you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to do it well. Am I?
Oh no, you're trying to do it well, but do you think that the people that are around you are going to offer you praise, or you just want them to shut the fuck up and start
Just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I mean, because like I'm not doing it to get a pat on the ass. If
Yeah.
I'm doing something,
It's mostly just to shut the people.
absolutely
To shut the fuck up. All right.
Absolutely.
It says a lot about who you work with, who you surround yourself with.
I
I'm
typically.
intrigued.
I typically strive for mediocrity.
And oh, how you succeed, my darling.
It's true. It's true.
Never has a cunt flap waved so proudly.
Cunt flap mediocrity.
It's been my lifelong goal to be average. Yeah.
There's a line in the Star Spangled Banner that I was hoping to whip out on that one, but I can't.
Please don't whip anything out.
And the rocket's red glare.
So
The
close.
bombs are
That's what I
bursting
thought
in
of too,
air.
but it's not it.
But no. But when I really go after something, I really go after it. And it's usually probably for the praise. Usually so somebody says, hey, good job. Well done.
No,
But no, I'm usually going for just enough.
just enough.
C's get degrees.
Stay under the radar.
My parents are proud.
Did
C's
you just
get
say
degrees. I
C's
love
get
that.
degrees? Wow.
That's the nursing
I
motto.
like that. I like that a lot.
It is. You don't start off with that, but by
No.
the end of nursing school, you're like, C's get degrees, bitch.
Yeah.
Have a drink.
Seriously, I got
We're going to the bar.
Relax.
We're going to Charlie's for a drink.
Yep.
Atta girl.
Yeah, no, I like that. Under the radar.
I like to accomplish things to get them done. I don't give a shit about what people think. Like if there's a project I want to get accomplished, I just figure out a way to bulldoze through and get it done. Fuck everybody else, and I get it. And hey, if somebody's happy with what I've done, congratulations. I've done
Bonus.
something you like.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm happy.
Yeah. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
I get to cross it off my list. It
Yeah.
makes me really fucking happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
Rare.
However, during the project of accomplishment, I found 5 more things to put on the list that I've got to do. So the list never ends. It's cyclical. It just comes around all the time. Cyclical.
Rajberg, but it's cyclical.
Conflap.
Same song. Play same song.
It's back
Let's
to
do the whole greatest
perfume
hits of what's on that
counter for me.
computer.
Do you want about what?
Play the whole same song thing.
Well, I've only got that's all I got is the clip. It's just the
All
same
right,
song.
then just play that.
Well, hang on. We have to do it again.
Same song.
Always funny.
It is funny. Doesn't get old.
Shit my pants.
Yep, never gets old.
How convenient.
I used to be more a go for the praise kind of gal, but now I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Like, how about I do this and you shut up, kind of, which may be a sign of mental illness. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I really don't, but I really have noticed a change in me lately that I like to do a good job just so you can shut your fucking mouth, not because
So
of
you have
anything
nothing
else.
to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'll praise myself with one hand or the other. We'll figure it out. Depends on which hand's
One
holding.
hand Tuesday, one hand Wednesday.
What hand's holding the
Or
remote? We
one-handed
don't know.
I say,
Seven,
one's got the
one-handed
remote, one's got the lube. I'm not sure which.
Oh, technology.
Tomato.
As soon as you can just bark commands at your TV.
There's
I can do
lotion
that.
next to his recliner. Do the math.
Breaking news.
That's where I put my shoes on, and I use that lotion for my feet.
Oh, we lie best when we lie to ourselves.
Oh, Jesus. You'll notice it's closer to the other chair.
Oh.
Oh, no, I try
It's
not
closer
to look.
to the other chair where I sit.
He
The
puts it
Mr.
there
Rogers
to
chair.
mislead you.
I get it accomplished.
I enjoy that.
Whatever it is. Hey, I get it accomplished. I don't
Okay.
care what you think.
That's right.
So like when someone you're a coworker,
Oh, I'll
a
take another muffin.
friend,
I'm not opposed.
a baker. If
Baker,
if someone
candlestick maker.
do you regularly praise people, or are you one of those people that just lets it like, oh, you did your job, shut the fuck up about it, or are you one to praise people?
Well, I think if you're supposed to do your job, I'm like,
That's your fucking
It's
job.
your fucking job. Do it. But
That's what she aims for. People just to expect her to go right, toe the line, and that's it.
radar. And like I said, I think that's because that's what I expect. That I look at that and I'm like, whatever. I don't need you to pat me on the ass, like I said. So, but I'm with someone who needs the pat on the ass.
Positive
definitely.
reinforcement.
Yeah, she really
Oh,
does.
that-
Very much. And I.
You know
am
what that's also
such a-
called? It's also called needy.
Well,
Hey, that's question 3.
no, but,
Just butter your muffin, cunt flaps.
well,
That sounded really mean.
really?
Was.
Somebody see if that's
actually.
clean enough for a sound.
If somebody clean butter your muffin, cunt flaps. I would like that as my ringtone.
Whatever you do, don't listen.
Muffin, cunt flaps.
You cannot listen to the show out of context. Whatever you do.
Cunt flaps.
I like that she
like
gave it
that.
a 40s gangster appeal.
Yeah.
Well, gangster
Butter
in a
your muffin, cunt flaps.
gangsters in a musical. Unless
Hey.
if you've
butter
ever
your
listened, if you've ever listened to all
When
of
you're a jet all the way.
all the way.
From your first cigarette to your last dying day.
If you've ever listened to all of the Drowsy Chaperone, when he introduces the gangsters, he's like, well, these are gangsters. Well, they're Broadway's version of 40s gangsters or 20s gangsters. So they're really stylized and they dance a lot. So unless you're afraid of dancers, which I am, but that's a whole different story. And that's why I was asked to move my seat during the Drowsy Chaperone. Because that kind of shit sets me up. So are you someone, since you expect mediocrity, like do you ever praise somebody that goes above and beyond and hits like average?
They got a 72 score.
I got a C plus.
Or are you like a sit down and butter your muffin, cunt flaps? Nobody cares.
Well, that
If I say it enough, you'll use it as a sound clip.
Absolutely. I'm hoping.
we're just after the show. Can we just record that as a clean soundbite?
Actually, can we just pause right now?
Yeah,
All right.
go.
Stop. Wait.
Sit down and butter your muffins, cunt flaps.
Bingo. Got it. All right. So there. 10 o'clock. Can edit that out later.
Yes. To answer your fine question, sir, it depends on the venue. If I'm at work, just fucking do your job and shut up.
Yeah.
If I'm in like the kids' schools kind of a realm, it's a really like
children, that's a new way.
and just dealing with the adults in the school, it's a really like touchy-feely, like, hey, thanks so much for doing your job. Hey, thanks so much for showing up and not doing a goddamn fucking thing. We really appreciate
But you were here.
Yeah. So glad you came.
You filled that space. Look at that.
Look at that.
So glad you came, and I did all the work, and you stood there and chatted with
That
people
sounds
all
like a
day.
Stewie Griffin thing. Oh, thanks for showing up and doing nothing. That's really what that sounds like, what you're trying to get at.
It happens.
Oh, sad.
A lot,
I mean,
I'm sure.
what do you do? I live in Scottsdale.
Well, I think we've all been in,
What do you
Well,
do?
sure. Yeah,
I think
and
we've all
that's-
been in positions like that where you,
Well, and that's volunteer organizations. Like, you're only going to get a certain percentage of effort in a volunteer organization.
Oh, yeah.
Every meeting's going to take twice as long as it's supposed to do.
it's a volunteer show right here.
paid.
Thanks for showing up, cunt flap. Cat.
Oh, cat.
Cat.
Doesn't
Man,
roll
call
off.
you-
Cat flaps. Cunt flaps.
Shit. It's funny how cunt flap comes out of my mouth faster. Cat.
Can we call you Cat?
Can I see the graph again about cunt flaps?
Well done.
Crazy.
Harrison's an overpraiser. I like that. But it makes people like her. You like me. You like me. You really, really like
really
me.
like me.
Yeah.
Oh, Harrison,
So
settle
I like it.
down.
What
like
has she
it.
done?
She says she's an overpraiser. But you got to stop that today.
Seriously.
We're more evolved than that, than overpraising people.
Seriously.
I
And
think that
don't-
gives away
I don't
my
think so.
answer.
And do not overpraise children.
No.
Do not overpraise children. Expect what you expect.
Or gay men.
Well,
Because then they think
It's a
they're
whole
pretty, and
different
then you got to
animal.
deal with that
Same
shit.
Tomo, who are you asking that question of? Tomo puts in the chat room, how long have you had the need for others' approval?
She's talking about Ernie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Not me. No.
Did any of us answer that we had the need for others' approval?
I
don't
don't.
listen to any of your answers, so.
that's nice.
No.
Will there
just
be a
that-
written
that's
transcript?
Aaron.
I have a self-addressed. I have a self-addressed stamped envelope
To
in my
White
bag.
Plains, New York.
S-A-S-E.
To White-
Oh, he's
Harrison.
asking it.
609.
Harrison.
Oh, he's
Okay.
asking that of
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah.
Tomo's asking that of Harrison.
Yeah. I like that.
I've never felt that I needed anybody's approval.
No, new question. Like, are you someone that offers it, though, to other people?
If I see somebody who's done something, but again, I
Not
think
about you there,
no,
honey.
no, but I think going along with what Kat said, if it's your job and okay, maybe you do your job well, and I'll comment, that you do whatever your job as well. But no, I do, and I know that I have. If somebody has done something or accomplished something, absolutely. Why would you not praise somebody who's done something well, or has achieved something, or has accomplished? I mean, even if it's as little.
Okay, so do you have a line of like, here's what I'm just gonna sit here and watch you do, and here's where that's above and beyond. I'm gonna give you kudos for that. Like, do you set up? Is there, you know what I mean? Is there a standard, or you just overpraise everybody?
I think if somebody does their job, why do you need extra?
Right,
But if somebody goes above and beyond,
so
If
Marty
you get
just,
out the crevice tool when you're vacuuming and do the baseboards.
there you have it.
Applause.
There you have it.
oh that
Look
that
at that
goes
face. Did you see
that
that
goes in
face?
my
He got very
baseboard.
happy.
Yeah, it's
I know what board you're putting it on. You just calm down. Cunt flap.
Well, now I got another free hand.
Look at the good you do.
I gotta go.
I'm concerned about that vacuum I gave you, and if you ever give it back to me and say, well, it doesn't work right.
Still warm.
Well played, Tomo.
Oh my, Jay should do it. They haven't cured cancer.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
Yeah, true story.
No, I don't know that there's necessarily a line. It's probably a sliding scale based on the mood of the person. If what they accomplished was in the face of strife and anxiety or an adversity or something. I don't know. I see it at the moment. Did you get a job? Did you get a new car? Did you work really hard? Did you get your degree? Have I known you a long? I guess it just kind of varies.
Yeah.
But I don't run around just glad handing everybody thinking, oh look, everybody's happy. No, fuck that. Not everybody's happy. Nobody's ever
Because
happy.
if you ever do that dance in front of me, I'm gonna play Lionel Richie records so you die.
All night
I
long.
All night.
There.
How about you, fine sir?
I think I forget to recognize people for doing something above and beyond. Like I think that I just take everything in such a what the fuck, that I sometimes forget that that really was extraordinary. I should say something, and I think and it's to my detriment that I seem a little like nonplussed with everything. So I have a tendency.
Very nice.
Thanks. I just. Sometimes I think I should step it up a little bit in like encouraging people like that was really impressive. Like you really need to do that more often, or
Sure.
like you're good at what, like just telling somebody you're really good at this, you're on the right track. Like I think sometimes you do need to tell people, but only when they've done something. Like honestly, if you just showed up today, no. But when remember that week that you were funny. And we thought Diane helped you.
Yeah, that
yeah.
was the other
when,
show.
back when?
That was like the 3 weeks into
Right.
the show.
But I mean, we were sucking
Yeah.
your dick for like 2 straight weeks over that one.
Like
It got
you had
awkward.
full on writers. Like you had an entire
Yeah.
board behind you
Yeah.
feeding you lines. Like Bruce Valanche was somewhere
Yeah, that's
feeding you
what
in an
you're
earpiece.
Strangely, I
But
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah. So, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's that
You
time
haven't
that
had a hobby for a long time.
She drives.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she drives.
This is my new habit.
Yeah.
This is my new
But that's
hobby.
one of those things where you
Ours too.
I have a bad habit of just not acknowledging, like, okay, that was really, really good. Like, that wasn't just what we all come here to do. That was actually good. So I think I fall on the side of not giving praise where it's actually
And
due.
you're in an industry known for eating its young, though. Like, you're in an industry that's kind of known for, like, fuck you, you can't do this, get out. Like,
and I work with a lot of those
yeah.
evil cunts.
Sure.
And they are cunt flaps, and I'll
Yeah.
mention one by name, but she might listen someday.
Sure.
But there's one that just seriously, like, plucks people out of the herd where, like, it takes a lot of nurturing. Like, this is...
Yeah, you gotta like build the...
It's a hard job, and it's very like every part of it is hard.
Emotionally taxing.
Yeah, on every
Sure.
side of you. So if you have someone that's just a cunt flap all the time, like, you're just not going to get anywhere unless someone says, you handled that okay.
Right.
And even handling it okay is better than you didn't shit on it. So we got to give you credit, because some people would have just shit their pants and laid on the floor and died, which would have been an appropriate response.
Sure.
I shit my pants.
So the very last follow-up, and you can pass if you want to, but, like, if you have those people, because you kind of answered it and it might be uncomfortable, but if you have those people that constantly need praise, how do you deal with that?
Pass, Marnie, pass.
Cunt flappable. I tend to look up because when it's presented to me that maybe I haven't recognized something or I haven't done whatever, and I don't mean to get this look. Maybe I do. I don't know. But I'm like, huh? Because it's just something that you do. Like, whatever needs the praise, whatever kind of thing that maybe it's Aaron, maybe it's someone else that wants that praise. I'm not trying to be rude by not recognizing you.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that was as recognizable as perhaps you need it to be. So if somebody needs to bring that to the attention, I'll turn around, thank you. It was good. And for each person, like, they have different levels of what they can bring to the table. And maybe that is, a big deal. Again, whether it's Aaron or someone else, but where I look at it like,
Oh, if you thought you needed praise, and all right, I'll give it to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, I don't have a problem with
Here's
it.
your $5.
And if right. Here's a pat on the ass, and maybe she likes that more. I don't know.
Yeah, buck up. All
But
right.
but
okay.
if somebody needs that, if they don't deserve it, I'm not going to look at it. I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall into that. But if you need that, cool. The end.
Kitty Carlson.
Thank you.
I went the Kitty Carlisle route. It felt right to me. Panelist.
Your password is...
Yeah, exactly. To tell the truth.
Can you repeat the question?
No, like, what? So what do you, when you have those people that constantly need praise, like, how do you deal with that?
They usually think I'm kind of an asshole.
Yeah, it's there.
I mean,
Because you didn't praise them.
Because I didn't notice. Because
Yeah.
I don't care. Because just going for
Yeah.
Right?
just going for C's here, kids. Like, let's not get excited.
I
Look at
do
what we
enjoy
do.
a C+, though. I want to tell you. I want my mediocrity to
With
have
a
a
flair.
star. Right?
78,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
78.
78. Oh, my God. You are aiming high,
like
Carlson.
Keep going.
I do indeed. No, I get myself in a lot of trouble for not, like, noticing and recognizing, things that people do and wonderfulness, and that's probably a terrible thing, but I don't notice.
I think I would go along with you on that. Because I'm so focused on getting all of these little things done on a list. I think stuff does just pass me by. Somebody might come in and they did something, or I see something. Not necessarily, not even my immediate friend circle, but like even if I'm at work at the bar or whatever, and I see something that's accomplished, sometimes I'm like, well, that's just something you chose to do, and I don't really need to praise you for it.
Thanks for cleaning the top shelf.
Yeah.
We'll do it again in 3 years.
But I think it would be. I think I would be in the lines with you that people probably think I'm just a bitch about things because I'm like I don't run around glad handing everybody just being thrilled. Oh my God, you woke up today! Look at you changed your shoelaces. Oh, your hair color.
You took a bath. Oh my God! No one saw that coming.
Things like that because I don't do that. I think there's a level of stuff that everybody should just kind of be expected to do. Or you lick windows, wear a helmet, and you should just kind of be. Well, you're not going to accomplish
Count
that.
your steps home.
Yeah, we're gonna expect lower expectations.
I'm hoping that crowd just doesn't know we're insulting them and they stay listeners.
It's okay. It's okay.
I have that same thing where I just I'm so oblivious to so much stuff. Mm-hmm. Like so many things happen around me that I just don't know they're going on.
But such a savant about other things.
Right. Mm-hmm. That I so I don't know that someone's like desperate for praise. That I'm like, okay.
Or that they did anything.
Or like I'm
what
like,
did you do?
You did what?
You were here?
right.
Oops.
Oh, there's a banner behind. Oh, well, if you had pointed it out to me, because you know what I mean.
Sure.
I'm just talking to myself and thinking about a Barbra Streisand video.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Exactly.
Like I'm really not paying attention to anything around me until you like shake me and make me pay attention. Like, if you don't put it in my world, it's not in my world. Like I just don't know it's there.
True.
So mine is like when people like half the time I don't notice.
Sure.
Until they like start stomping their feet, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to deal with
Well,
that
and
now.
then that becomes for a lot of people really annoying. But you know what I mean? Because you're like, what?
But I've missed so much up to the stamping their feet that I'm like, oh.
But and then there's no sincerity that can go
Oh no,
along with it
not for
at
me.
all. No.
And I have such a problem with sincerity going into the story.
Just in general.
That when I'm genuinely being insincere, it's such a game over that no one's interested.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like Will. How do you think I'm going to feel about his brother?
Exactly. Oh, honey, I barely care about Will. And that's just like so many things just happen in my world that I am just talking to myself.
Oblivious and
seriously living in my own little dream till it's time to pay attention that I just don't know what happened.
Sure.
So there's all these people that want attention and I'm like, no.
See, and I think there's the idea of attention and praise. I think
no, but praise, but they want attention for what they've done, and I just don't notice that they did it.
Right. If somebody needs the praise part, that's where I kind of screech a little bit more. The attention part, I'm so used to because of the folks that I've worked with forever. And you are praising all the little, all the little things, and so I mean I've gotten used to that. Right. So it's really not that big of a deal.
I'm going to give you something to pay attention to. How about this? The end of the show!
Nice.
For somebody who said we felt like you'd been here all week.
Well, I filled up comment cards praising people for their work this week, and it was
very
like
nice. That was a lot.
But I always tell people like, if you want me to say something nice about you, write it down and I'll sign it. You know what I mean?
Oh Jesus, that's sincere. I'll send a Hallmark when you care enough to send the very best.
And if I read it and disagree, I might cross out something.
No, I'll agree with anything you say because I didn't notice anything you did. So.
All right, boys and girls, we have done it. We've wrapped up another 3 hours, 13 minutes of a show that is only supposed to last 3 hours long. We don't know how we do it, but we do it every
2
week.
hours.
What? Well, we started.
90 minutes after alcohol.
We'll be back next week. I'm not sure who's filling in for Marnie, but tune in and find out. Won't you? Bring a beverage, join us. But we'll leave you with these parting thoughts as we do each week. We will see you next Tuesday.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.